to the Sesh'room. Hope you brought your notes. Hope you got your quotes. Don't duck that smoke. Welcome to the Sesh'room. Hope you brought your notes. Hope you got your quotes. Don't duck that smoke.
You're bending it over.
And we're back in the Sesh'room. Hands up, boys. Or joints, whatever you prefer. First thing in the morning.
Got my chapstick.
Oh, you got your chappy sticky?
My chapstick.
Always important to stay hydrated, boys.
Yeah, always, because then your lips get hydrated.
Hydration.
You always got to put the chappy on.
Dehydration stick.
But we're back here. Broda here, your host of the Sesh'room. We got the boys back. We got the CPK right here.
What up, world? What up? I'm here.
Yeah, you're here.
He's very here in a winter fit.
I know. What an intro, right?
My lips are chapped
Yeah.
and my face is burnt.
He's going through it right now.
He's going through something.
I feel wet and dry at the same time.
Oh,
Oh my god.
I'm trying to see what that feel like.
Yeah. I only want to see what the wet side feels like, to be
Oh
honest.
God.
Yeah, don't be jealous. I like your wet side too. Over to his left is the man returning after what? 4 episodes?
Just a little hiatus. We canceled on some Sundays too. So
yeah,
to be fair,
I guess, but you know, I missed you, but I'm mad at you.
I missed all you fuckers.
But the LBC King Gandara
Yeah.
streaming on all platforms.
All platforms, and right now go check out Code Stepper 1K. He got a new single and video out. Trophy season, little bro. So he doing it up right.
Oh, let's go. Let's
Step
go.
up.
You guys collab a
Let's
lot?
go.
You guys collab a lot, right?
Yep. We gonna have an album coming out this summer too.
Sheesh, the summer bangers right now. LBC King. Dang, I have you in my ear just like as I'm working out and shit. Like, oh, it's the dream come true.
Nice little eargasm.
Yeah, a little eargasm. But the man across me, the fantasy baseball champ, El Torta Pounder.
What up, Chiefs? How's everybody going?
Let's
Blessed.
go. We blessed, baby. We blessed, baby. We back.
Sir.
And then the man across the states, the one, the only, the fantasy king himself this year, Fran Pizzo. Look at that. That's
What's up? How we doing?
dude. That stash is going insane. The whole beard.
Honestly,
Like the minute you came on screen, that was the first thing I looked at, and I was like, "Dang, that's a handsome man."
Yeah. He's on an upswing.
I'm stashing it.
You're stashing
no,
it, yeah.
no, handsome man.
Handsome stashing him, man. But- well, Lakers fucking suck. We're down 2-1, and
Definitely need for
very
improvement.
disappointing.
Needs for improvement type shit.
Did somebody say boring?
Right.
That's what that team is looking like right now. It's looking like LeBron and Luka just trying to do it all by themselves.
Yep. And then Luca was sick
Yeah.
yesterday, or what was it, 2 days ago? Vomiting. All that
Was he?
stuff
Oh,
that was
yeah.
reported. Yep. JJ said that he was sick. He had something. So the hookah, chicken wings, and beer diet is not going well.
Nah, well, yeah, that too. But
Aside from that,
Maybe it's because they
though-
took him off that diet.
Yeah,
is
but
why he's
probably,
fucking
huh?
up.
They need to get him back.
he's on withdrawals right now, dude. Get this man some ribs.
Get this man some fucking junk food now.
Yeah.
Because LeBron said to
Yeah.
bees weren't working, the organic shit. He was just like, what?
no.
This is not how we doing slow.
Nah, fuck that, bro. We need to bring him to a barbecue, dude.
Like we're competing based with their talent just alone because like really our starting
Yeah.
5 is really a starting 4, and then
Yeah.
that takes away from our bench, and then our bench can't compete with their bench.
No, they
Nas Reed is outplaying that whole bench,
yeah, but I mean,
and then pretty much like
That's
I'm curious.
Jackson Hayes is pretty much
irrelevant right now.
irrelevant. So it's 4 against 5.
But see, it's like it always comes down to a mental game, you know. For them, it's like Hayes is in his he's not able to do what he normally does, so he is our one trick, right? He's only good when they lob it in, but they're looking out for that, you know. So what is the adjustment that coach is gonna put him in so he can get us at least rebounds, you know? because we're slacking on that department.
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pass
We're
it over.
slacking there, but turnovers have been insane. We had 19, they had 11 last game, and I'm just like, dude, if you even cut down 4 of those turnovers, we're in a more competitive game.
But you know what?
What's up?
That's a double-edged sword, unfortunately for us. It would like the Lakers are that's like a uniquely Laker problem because the people who are actually like keeping us competitive are the ones causing the most turnovers on the team.
Right.
Like
yeah.
the turnovers are coming from Luka and LeBron. And so it's one of those things where like unfortunately I think Luka and LeBron are just turnover prone people. Braun at this stage of his career and Luka just kind of like he kind of has had turnover issues in the past. It's like everyone else just will just need to compensate for that.
Yeah.
Right
now we're not.
I mean, because that's the thing is like despite all that, like LeBron and Luka are the ones keeping us in the game. You know, because at the end of the day, like just looking at the numbers, like Rui's not shooting enough threes, like, and he's not making enough shots with making twos.
He's got his handful on defense.
And then AR is shooting a lot, but he's not shooting a good percentage right now. So he's kind of shooting like, you know, if he might shoot 14 for 14, you know, and it's they're dragging their feet, you know, and we need those guys to step up because Jaden Daniels is stepping up for the Timberwolves.
Right.
And I mean, fuck, he's dropped 30 on us twice already. And Jaden Daniels is like their third or fourth guy.
Yeah,
you know.
And Nas Reed too.
Yeah.
Like for game 1, he turned it up.
So
Nas Reed been balling.
Unless we expect Dorian Finney-Smith or Gabe Vincent to drop 30, like Rui and AR need to start fucking getting into the 20 range, and
they do.
No, I think
and stop fucking around.
I think what the change needs to be is just the fact that like, hey, we're not able to win our one-on-ones, right? Help me out, you know.
Yeah,
they
play
need
team
to
ball.
they need to give out to they need to talk to their own like. They need to talk amongst themselves and just be like, hey, I'm getting fucked over here, dude. I need some help. You know, like, what can we do? You know,
Yeah.
let's mitigate what we're fucking up on. You know, it's like we're not doing a lot of good, right? So let's try to see what we can salvage from what we have right now, right? Okay, so our scorers right now, LeBron, Luka, right? So AR, like you said, shitty percentage. DFS, I don't even know what to say.
He could be hot or cold.
He
though.
could be hot or cold, right? And that's we can't have a streaky player when we're needing like you need consistency at some level from these guys. You know, Gabe is supposed to be a leader off the bench. He's struggling himself, right? His confidence booster is shooting the three, right? I wouldn't mind him just shooting raining threes as soon as he gets the ball. You know, catch and release, boom. Just I need him to turn it up to 11 with his 3%, with his threes. You know, and Hayes, he's got to get rebounds. You know, whatever his issue is in the paint, he's got to move around. You know, something's got to shift. You know, call over some backup. You know, DFS, Rui, whoever he can call over. You know, it's be like, hey, like let's get this. You know, I don't know. It's the Lakers got some troubles, but they need to settle down, breathe, and get to work, dude.
Get to work. I think it's the bench that most needs work because just looking at the numbers right now, Gabe 5, Jared 3, Jordan Goodwin 3, DFS, what was it? 8. That's not good off the bench, and their bench is popping off, and their players are popping off. Like you said, Nas Reed, Jaden McDaniels, they're all popping off for the Timberwolves, and then you can rely on Anthony Edwards to carry the rest of the game. And we get either LeBron or Luka, they pop off, but it's again like it's a combination.
And
of
Randall and
I was gonna say we haven't even mentioned Randall.
Been like a huge mismatch because he's been bodying everybody.
Yeah,
like dude. I mean, we had him, so we know. Like dude is a fucking runaway train. Like Rui and AR, they're not gonna handle that. Like they're gonna get beat down every time. And LeBron is getting older, and he's already losing some battles against Randall.
Yeah.
Like Randall is just big.
I
Like,
forget Randall is with the T-Wolves. Like I forget Van Gundy's with the Clippers all the time. When I see him, I'm just like, when the fuck? Did
and nobody can guard Rudy. And Rudy, and I mean Rudy, if you take him out the paint, like yeah, you could score by. You could go by him on offense, but on defense, like dude is huge. Like dude just sticks an arm up and he's already like.
Nah, that dude's over 7 feet, isn't he?
So he's just
bit higher.
he's just causing like a disruption, and we're not making our threes. So it's like
Yeah.
Well, and that's where I say that they have to like communicate with each other. Like, hey, like get in front of him. You know, make it hard for him. You know, they hit him in the
Gobert?
fucking nuts. You know, like give me something.
Gobert was losing
you know?
a bunch of 1-on-1s game 2 when we picked it up.
Right.
But it just kind of felt like it was an off night.
And
But we're getting bodied. It's been an issue throughout the fucking season too.
Well, see, and this is like
getting bullied.
my problem was even before coming into the series was that we lost our 2 other centers, you know, and that's a big factor for us because Lynn is our backup, right?
He's like our third center.
Len.
Yeah,
Because
we don't have Coloco,
Coloco's gone.
No,
Yeah.
Len is our backup.
right?
Len is our
and so
backup?
Len is the
Thought he was
backup.
third
So that's what I'm saying. Our biggest issue has
Our
started
backup's
there.
our backup.
Right. And it is like our best center was Jameson, right? I don't understand why we didn't pick up that contract, you know?
Yeah.
Because he would have been a big factor in this right now. He's a smaller center, right? But he's very disruptive.
Yeah.
You know, he always keeps his hands busy. I was happy with him just being on the floor.
Vando then has to be the one now at this point with all those moves made and those in mind. He has to be the one that's showing the fight now for
Right.
us on the defense.
He has to harass him, dude. He
Yeah.
has to be that guy, you know? It's like we don't have anybody that's kind of like that, right? Like,
Right.
And that's why they're able to do what they can or do whatever the fuck they want.
Randall too skinny for Randall though. That motherfucker gonna get bullied.
He is, but he's got fight in him, so
You know, it's like it
Like,
doesn't
I
even.
just-
Yeah,
Make
but he
it-
gonna
make it a
have
little
fight
hard.
with 4 fouls on the bench.
It's like,
that
hey
dude
man,
knocks off, but
you're constantly on him like this, bro. He's gonna get frustrated, dude. You know what I mean? I just
We
don't
gotta
need
win
him
the
to put it
battle.
down.
We got to win the points battle with our starters.
Or we just gotta win it before Randall gets the ball.
because our bench just isn't gonna do it. You
Right.
know, it's just like in the game we won is like we won it because our starters all played well. Like that was the best game our starters played, and then Dorian and Gabe played their best games together.
Right.
So like literally like all it took was 7 of our guys. Like we barely used Vando or Goodwood in that game. So it's like all we need is like a good game from our starters. Like we could beat them with just that, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like we don't need much, but we need them to play together like consistently.
Right. And I mean, it's the Lakers. When do we play again? Tomorrow?
no, we play today.
Fuck.
12:30.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm definitely watching that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Right now, it's a game of JJ's got to make adjustments. Like if we need all our starters to play throughout the game, then that's just what you do in the playoffs. So we got to see what we do tonight. But
Well, it's like I agree, but also I don't agree because it's like
why don't you agree?
we need to fuel different looks at them. You know.
If we're getting babied and we have nobody else
Right.
in our backup, like are you gonna trust Alex Len right now at this stage?
I don't need to trust that man. I just need him to get fouled. I need him to be a harasser, right? I need him to be the player he's
Enforcer.
never been before.
No, unfortunately, the playoffs are not the time to start experimenting with stuff like that. That's like stuff that you
Regular
test
season?
out in the regular season, which I do think we kind of refuse to do that a little bit too much for my liking. So now we do gotta have to like sleep in the bed that we made. Like our bench is weak, and our bench did not get so much playing time besides the injury. You know, like the injury stretch. So they never really got better. Like our bench just did not get better during the regular season. And I think it was like this is a start. Like G is saying, it's a starter reliant team that we have, and like if the starters are not,
It's death lineup or bust.
yeah, it really is that. But to me, I do think M is also like on the right track where like the adjustments that JJ needs to do is getting like other people going, you know, because it's like you don't need to really do anything to get Luka and Braun going, but you do need to like figure out ways to get AR, Rui.
Well, it's because like,
That was the only other thing I was gonna say is, and our 3-point shooters going. So like DFS, Gabe,
DK
I mean,
too
Rui
should
is
be up there.
He ain't
Yeah.
playing.
I know he's not playing, but he's one of our 3 shooters that we used in the regular season.
like if you look at the box scores, just going through the 3 games, like Jackson Hayes, it's I think it's like 1, 0, and 2. Like there's a big gash in the middle of our starting lineup that our bench that somebody has to fill in at some point, and like each game, you know. So it like some days it could be DFS, sometimes it could be Gabe, and right now it's been like by committee, and they're like all of them bunched together is like giving us like a decent stat line. But our best games are the games that we won is when we just got 2 like good games out of Gabe and on DFS.
Yeah.
So if we could just get 2 quality games from 2 of our bench starters,
Yeah.
to fucking fill the gap that we have with Hayes, because it's like you look at it, it's like under 10 minutes for those 3 games, like under 2 points for each of those 3 games. It's we're for real like stretching ourselves thin, you know.
And that's that. I mean, I guess that's why I kind of like I don't know. Maybe I'm just like mentally thinking about it, right? Where that's why I want them to be a different version of what they are right now. But I guess like Fran is right. They're just not.
Yeah.
It's not a real time to do it. But
Especially
I mean,
at the center position. Like
it's like
they have Gobert and Randall just dominating.
I just feel I need to feel the desperation.
I almost would start the game like. I almost would start the game with a Luka Hayes like pick and roll, like lob to Hayes dunk. You know,
Get him going.
like I almost would just like I would just write that up as the first possession play, just so that like you know, like Hayes is on the you know, the score box early, you know, and then it just kind of sets a tone. And yeah, I think, you know, and then you just kind of go from there. Like Luka and Braun will figure out what they will need to do throughout the game, scoring wise, and then everyone else just kind of starting to kind of like they just kind of need to start getting comfortable taking shots and making shots.
Yeah.
And that comes from trusting. You know, right now they don't really feel a lot of trust. That's why we get LeBron.
No, because the bench has
Luka
been so inconsistent throughout.
right, and that's why
season
Luka's
too.
throwing up.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's like you got to ride the hot hand. Honestly. Whatever is being felt that night, whether it's Gabe, whether it's DFS or DK coming off the bench, if they're the hot hand, just ride it.
But also like AR and Rui have to also play better.
No, they do because
I feel like a lot of it, like our bench can like be the one that maybe tips us over, but at the end of the day, like they're the bench, and right now it's like like Luka and LeBron are like they've kind of carried every single game so far. Like AR and Rui haven't really been a factor in either of them, so it's like we need we need a game from them.
And
you
want
know,
somebody to fill the gap for Jackson Hayes. Now we got to do it for AR and fucking Rui too.
Nah.
Yeah.
It was Hayes too. Rui too. Like throughout this season, he hasn't been what he should be either.
No, he's definitely got like a loss of confidence right now.
he's got to shoot threes. He's got to shoot more threes.
Yeah, exactly. G took the words out of my mouth. His highlight for this season is that he actually was like one of the best 3-point shooters in the entire league this season.
It's just right now
he was like shooting like 40-something%. So I agree. He hasn't like taken over as like, you know, fourth starter, you know, getting the points and taking over games. But I do think I feel like he's had a good enough season shooting from 3 where he like needs to take that role. You know,
be the post
like I feel like Rui needs to be a bit of like that D. Like he's not really the proto. Like we didn't get him to be 3 and D, but he kind of like has become 3 and D.
He gets lost in the flow of the game, and like Rui rarely shoots a bad percentage, but if you don't shoot enough, like it's like what's the point? You know, it's like if you like he usually shoots around 40 to 50% anyways, like twos or threes. Like he's a good shooter, but he doesn't shoot enough. When you don't shoot enough, it's like you're taking away from us because you're not providing what you're good at. And sometimes it's like the opposite for AR, where it's like we need him to shoot a lot, but we need him to make them. So a lot of times it's like a lot of volume, and sometimes if he's not getting to the line, like it could get lost in the game where it's like a lot of like just chucking up shots and you're not making.
Yeah,
but we depend on him to be on
last
defense.
Game he went over.
You know?
He went over 6 for 3 last game.
Yeah,
Like we need him to make threes.
Is to get through the free throw. So
Yeah.
it is a thing that we've said all year that he's good at that.
So like those two like need to carry a lot of the load.
I need a midi.
You know,
I
at
need
least
somebody
5
to develop
threes
the
from
midi.
each of them, like a game.
Because LeBron at any point can just take over a game. He's proven it. So it's just the meat of the game. We need you guys to carry.
One more point on AR and Rui. Like it's another reason why they do need to kind of like step it up and have a good playoffs is they haven't had a good playoff since 2023 now, you know? Like 2024 they also kind of like disappeared last year in the playoffs. And so like now like our last best memory of them is the 2023 playoffs where they both kind of like
Came out of
like they
nowhere.
both stood up. Yeah, they sort of like became household names because in that 23 playoffs, we went as deep because they took us that deep, you know, to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah,
and so like, but now we're 2 years removed from that. So it's kind of like, guys, like if you guys shit the bed this year again, that's 2 years in a row you shit the bed in the playoffs. Like we're not gonna start like you're not gonna be those dudes anymore. If the more you know, if this starts to become a consistent thing in terms of the playoffs.
Yeah, they shit on Grizzlies and Golden State that year, going into that run before we ran into the Nuggets. But
Yeah. But yeah, that is a good point that it's been 2 years removed. They got paid. They got the recognition. They've shown that they can play in the regular season. Now make it happen in the playoffs because
we need playoff freaks.
the Lakers need you, baby.
Yeah, Billy Kobe.
And
you
we
know?
want- we want-
I'm gonna
we
be
wanna
yelling
love
there
you
as hard as I
guys.
can today. You know, like inspiring that dude to be making those fucking threes. You know, and we just got to do it. We just got to bully the shit out of this team.
yeah,
you know,
well,
don't give them any leeway.
It's been 2 years since when like AR was like saying I'm him, you know.
Yeah,
So
and like we need
it's-
that.
We need Jessica Alba at every game. 'cause that's
So
gonna be
I'm
awesome.
saying, get the baddie lineup out there,
Baddies
bro.
out there.
Don't even matter, bro. Just throw them all out
for
there.
the Timberwolves. Like they're also a streaky team.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
I think we have enough experience in our coaching staff and experience in our leaders to like
Prevail.
Well, LeBron, dude.
to keep the ship steady and to keep us ready, because I think we're gonna be ready today.
Yeah,
LeBron.
especially after these 2 games, we're like, we got to get the shit back. Being 2-1. What were you saying?
Yeah, it's like LeBron's the leader in everything in the playoffs, you know. So that's the experience.
I mean,
you
it's
know?
a scrap. I mean,
Yeah.
the whole the West, like really, we're going against people who were probably closer to our record than we think.
Yeah,
you
'cause
know,
Not probably.
So-
we only have one more win than them.
honestly,
Right.
honestly,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
It's an
like-
ultra competitive side
like
too.
like no matter what, it was going to be like I know like we got excited when Uncle Shannon was giving us
The
the
Lakers in 5.
Lakers in 5.
Well, but he's on hiatus right now, you know.
but you know,
Uncle bounce
y'all
back.
wanna go there?
Uncle
Yeah.
bounce back
There you
strong.
go back.
the
black
the T-Wolves, I bet you have a little salt in their mouth because Luka eliminated them in the Western Conference
And everyone
Final
was
last
kind of
year.
writing him off. Like,
You know, and then obviously
Yeah.
everybody's writing him off.
I mean, but then that's up to us to help him out now.
And
a dog.
just playing motivated in this series.
He
I think we.
He wants to play against
Yeah, go
Luka.
ahead.
He wants to play against Luka, so he's
Yeah.
definitely motivated.
We got to take into account he loved taking out KD in the playoffs. You know he gonna love taking out LeBron too. That's not
and
just
Luka,
a
LeBron
small
and
thing
Luka,
for him.
This like
Especially being close to him in the Olympics and shit. He want that.
Yeah, that's where you get all the intel. But the rest of the league in the West too, like you guys saw the Thunder swept the Memphis, like that was easy pickings.
Ja, man.
But
the
like
ball of
the
Ja.
Nuggets
Got
and
hurt.
Clippers going back at it 2-2.
Yeah.
That's been a great series, but that goes into like our conversation.
alley-oop buzzer beater.
The closest alley-oop buzzer beater you could ever get. That
Bro,
shit
I'm
was
like,
insane.
damn, like I hate both
You
these
just gotta
teams,
believe in your teammates.
but damn, it's a good team. It's a
Oh,
good
was it?
Yeah, they confirmed that it was the first ever playoff buzzer beater dunk.
It's fucking sick.
That's
Yeah.
It
fucking
was like so
wild,
close.
bro.
That shit was crazy, dude.
You see,
Like I hate both teams with the passion. My dad,
I
like
know,
he's in
same.
town and he'll be watching
been the
me
best
watch the game,
series.
Yeah.
and he's
Been-
like, "Oh, like you like these teams?" I'm like, "I fucking hate both of them, but it's so good." Like
I know,
they're going back and forth.
Because once one scores, I'm like, yeah, fuck them. But I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck them too,
yeah,
though.
I was like, "Fuck, man! Like, is there a way you guys could draw and get both booted out?"
the Rockets Warriors has also been good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Steph Curry just owns that.
Steph
rocket.
Curry is just him,
like,
bro. That
he
motherfucker nasty.
He spray painted his name on that rocket, and he's just like, "It's mine right here." but
You
they're
see,
still
actually, speaking of Steph Curry, the Warriors are a team that like they make up because like Steph is one of like he's also like a turnover prone superstar.
Yeah.
Like he usually has like 5, 6, and like the Warriors always make up for it because they're like built to make up for it. You know,
right. But they
and
lost
so-
Himothy, didn't they?
Yeah.
They lost
Looked like
Jimmy Butler.
I think he's hurt right now.
Yeah, he's hurt.
I'm
I
not
forgot
sure.
what
I'm not sure
injury.
for how long though.
It was.
I think it's this whole series.
He injured his
Yeah.
pelvic bone. He fell on his like
his back,
tailbone.
didn't he?
Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a consistent Himothy problem.
So he's out this. Well, they're
Yeah.
saying he's out this whole series, basically.
Yeah, basically, and that's a big blow because like even when the trade first happened, I didn't think it was going to work. but
that's the
it does.
actually no.
That's a big loss.
Was that first or did the jaw thing happen first?
The job they have.
No, the Jimmy thing happened first.
Oh,
The
it
Jimmy thing was like 2 games ago. Yeah, and
Yeah,
they were
it
very
was game
similar
one, no?
injuries.
It
Yeah,
was one of the early games.
Jimmy,
Oh, right.
Jimmy and Ja were the first to go down.
Yeah, they
I
were.
mean,
Yep.
because injuries are part of
Yep.
They're
Well,
part of the
part of
game.
winning
Dame
championship.
came back.
Yeah.
Dame came back from the blood clots.
Oh, shit, he did?
Dame, yeah,
Dame.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
They were chirping it up too with the.
and they won.
Yeah, they won.
And Dame didn't play good. Gary Trent popped the fuck off.
Fucking
He almost
Gary
dropped 40.
Trent, bro.
Yeah, we could have
got
got
40?
Gary Trent
No, he
too.
almost did.
We were in
Oh, almost.
conversations.
37.
Jesus.
Him and fucking
the East series
Antetokounmpo.
have been good too. Like Cleveland's up 3-0 right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
They
Oh,
might
Miami.
sweep. They might sweep.
They're
today.
gonna sweep.
gonna
Miami's just
sweep.
been so. They're over the drama there with Jimmy and everything else.
All I know
They're
is
just
that
ready for the offseason.
Yeah.
If we could get Khalil Ware,
Yeah.
Oh man, I wanted Ware in the draft.
me too. Me too.
Yeah.
I want Claxton.
Claxton.
Claxton. I feel like I saw. I think I saw a game of him before, like towards the end of the year, and I was like,
He's on the Nets.
"What
bro.
happened to you, bro?"
Yeah.
I
What
know.
happened to you?
Like 2-3 years ago.
You know.
But no, not anymore.
the Knicks Pistons have been good.
Yeah, 2-1.
They're like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love
it's kind of giving old school East.
The East low-key's pretty-
Eastern playoffs vibes.
I mean, Cade Cunningham, dude. I was like,
Got
I'm a
him.
real believer in that.
Dogs, bro. They got dogs.
dude. I'm a real believer
That
that he's
game-
been there.
That game 4 is happening right now, and Kat and Tobias Harris were getting in each other's like face.
The emotion.
Tobias
Gotta-
Harris?
You gotta have that.
Tobias
Yeah.
Harris?
Oh, damn,
Tobias Harris
started early today.
Tobias Harris is playing
Solid,
with like aggression today. At the same time, he's also targeting Kat, so that's kind of like bullying a pillow.
That whole drama with the Timberwolves goes
Yeah.
back to Jimmy too,
Bro, it's that Pistons team was so like unironically like built to like succeed
Right.
because like
Well, you would hope so.
because
After all those first
like
rounders.
like I
Right?
feel like they
Like,
overpaid
goddamn.
they overpaid for old talent.
Right.
And people were just like, why? And then like they just kept sucking. And then they just ended up gathering so many like they actually did the rebuild perfectly without anybody like actually
Well,
realizing it. until
Young
right
first
now,
rounders,
you know.
experienced vets.
And then
Yeah.
because that's what it ended up turning out because now Tobias Harris, Malik Beasley, fucking Tim Hardaway Jr.
Right.
And like they're all like filling in the gaps for Cade Cunningham and like Jalen Duran.
And that's how it's supposed to be, man. Honestly. And it's
And
like,
it's like, wow,
quality,
yeah.
quality step up.
They got Schroeder.
you gotta,
and Schroeder.
they gotta
It's
treat it
like,
more than a
dude,
game right now. You know,
Toaster strudel?
live and die.
Didn't-
But
didn't Shooter have a game winner?
a couple days ago, I think.
No,
right?
no, yeah, a couple of days. No, was it? No,
It was
I
probably
think it
like
might
a
have been
halftime.
during. I think it might have been towards the end of the. Yeah, it might have been like a halftime basket.
Yeah.
I think there would have been more news about it if it was a game winner.
Yeah.
But he had a clutch basket. It could have been a go ahead basket.
But even Paul Reed, their forward too, their backup forward, that motherfucker's good too.
Oh yeah, Paul Reed.
I like him.
Oh yeah, I feel like they're playing with a chip. You know.
Yeah, it was the same as the Wolves. They're like, everyone wrote us off, but I ain't right back, bitch. Okay, went and balled out. But then
The Gino
yeah, the Gino. Like, you know, I gotta reference my captain.
hit him with the Gino.
Yeah, don't be mad. He's not a sea chicken anymore. Relax.
He's
man.
still ass though.
No, he's not.
Mega
In,
cheese, bro.
in this pod, Geno Smith is a national treasure.
I hope not, dude.
He's not ass. He's just mid.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's the captain.
He's like the perfect mid.
Where's he at right now?
Mid.
But before we get more into football, though, well, the last team is the Magic down 2-1 over that other fucking. I don't like talking about that.
I know, and Tatum is not even playing, bro. I hate
We get
I hate how
Paulo,
how deep
please,
the
Paulo.
Celtics are, man. Like that team is just too well built, and it's like it's frustrating.
Wait, it's Paulo? I thought it was Pablo, dude.
Paulo.
Pablo. Yeah, Paulo. No, Paulo Blancaro.
Paulo Banchero.
Oh, it's Pablo.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not
I've been calling that dude Pablo, bro.
I was like,
Pablo.
You confused me for a
Pablo
second.
Branquero, bro. I kind of
He had a good game too, but
It's fine.
and they have KCP down there, so I'm like rooting for them, obviously.
Franz Wagner.
I mean,
bro.
KCP. I mean, KCP
Franz
can be a
Wagner-
goon, but
Franz
he's
Wagner's
also
a
like,
beast.
bruh.
He's a good.
Two-time champion.
And Cole
Good
Anthony,
champ.
bro. Cole Anthony's solid.
Oh, Cat Anthony, I love trading for that dude on 2K. like he's always a solid guy. Like
Yeah,
he's still
like
pretty young.
He's like the prototypical professional
Yeah.
fucking point guard. I love
I,
him.
I get him always in 2K. That's my move. Like for point guard, I'll get Cole Anthony, and then I'll get like a vet, like maybe Chris Paul, like at the end where I'm like 1 year, let him develop, and then you go and take over. Or I'll get Rondo too, Laker legend.
Laker legend Rondo.
And they would be better if Mo Wagner wasn't hurt.
Wasn't hurt.
Yeah, he had some good size.
Yeah, imagine, bro. We let all the big guys go that just fucking because he'd be solid for us right now too. I fucking
Yeah,
Mo.
Dude's fucking Zubac's been.
Don't even bring it up, dude. Don't even bring it up.
And we traded him for a
Man.
fucking stupid ass. What's his name?
Don't even bring it up.
Muscala,
Don't
bro.
even bring it
Fucking
up.
Mike.
Why do we speak bad things before a Laker game, dude? Why do,
bro.
see, it's like this is the curse that we need to break. This is the curse
And
that
that,
keeps coming back.
who
to.
was
This
it?
is
Was that
worse.
Magic Johnson or was
Yeah.
that was Magic?
is
How he
worse
said,
than Steve
"Fuck
McCarron
you
right
guys who get this
All right,
big."
bro.
I don't wanna hear
I'll see
Muscala
a
ever again,
Clippers
dude.
commercial, and every time I'm like all angry, like "fuck you guys" seething through the teeth, and I see Zubox, and then I'm like,
Hey, Magic say y'all gonna replace me with Rob, huh? Y'all gonna replace me with Rob? All right, get this nigga out of here.
dude.
Bro, I be seeing Zubac like do some nice ass move on Joker, and I'm just like, yo, we really could have had this, bro. Like,
It's fine, dude.
I hate
At this point.
hate it every time I see him, and I'm just like, Magic really let him go for a bag of chips, dog. Like
I mean, that's,
player we don't
Not
have.
even bag of
Who was
chips.
the second pick that we got for?
we all know that was a vengeance
Nobody.
move by Magic.
Nobody. We probably traded that pick too for nothing.
That was definitely a vengeance move.
Yeah.
And so
I think that
that's-
pick. I legit think that pick might have been Mo Wagner, who we then also traded.
Mo Wagner, and who
And that's
also-
not all Magic.
and who also ended up being kind of good.
Yeah, he's solid as fuck. Yeah, I'd use him as a backup right now.
well, I mean,
Yeah,
obviously,
a lot of
because we don't
Starter
have
low
much
key.
size.
He might be a starter.
He's definitely better
Man.
than
And Chelver Jackson.
Now going through memory lane with all this, now I realize why we're fucked on the center positions. Like we should be cursed, bro. Like we gave up Mo, we gave up Zubox.
Bro, Zoo was so solid, bro,
Like,
and he was
why?
only getting better.
He was really solid. I don't understand why. Yeah.
I'm depressed
was-
now. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Well, I mean, that's
I don't know.
that's going to be a big need for us next year.
we did a lot
this
of
draft
things,
time.
like-
Yeah, it's a need for us every year, baby.
Like realistically speaking, like Tatum should be a Laker, but Magic Johnson,
Fuck this.
fucking fell.
Lon-
He jacked
Lonzo?
He wanted Lonzo.
I'm telling you, Magic can
believe in the water.
Oh, shit.
You know.
Wait, was that the Lonzo draft or
Yeah,
the
that
Yeah,
D.
was
Russell
the
draft?
Lonzo
The
draft.
Lonzo draft.
Yeah.
They were all part of that one.
I'm telling you that Danny Ainge fleeced the entire league on that one though. he got the 76 to be like, hey, you know what, Markel Fultz.
I don't like thinking about that either because Tatum is a Kobe guy.
Right.
Like
and that's
literally,
a-
he would have been a great Laker. Like,
I knew
but that's
Tatum
not
was
the
gonna
world
be
that we
good,
live
bro.
in. He's a Celtic.
no.
He's a
got
Celtic, so
boulder
he's the
shoulders,
opposite of
bro.
that now.
Dude's got
And he's
boulder
corny,
shoulders.
dog. That's even worse. I'm glad he was
corny though. I think he's got to offload.
Yeah,
But no, the love for Kobe was like a thing where you're like, oh, we should have that. Like the stars are aligning on that one. Like you should have done that. Fuck you, Magic, man. I'm fucking pissed.
That's what I'm telling you. Don't even think about it, bro.
All right.
Because it just makes
Well,
us pissed, bro. Before a Laker game, come on. Positive vibes only, bro. Yeah, I better see AR and Rui.
Well, I'll
just
keep my
shoot like-
positive vibes because yesterday for the Copa del Rey, Barca won.
Oh boy, here we
Barca
go.
won, baby. Let's go. We swept you guys this whole year too in the season. Yeah, eat
well,
my ass, man.
yeah. Well,
You shit most on my
cheating
team.
as Barca, bro.
Huh?
You know what this year was?
Lie, cheat, and
This
steal like
year
Eddie.
was for Real Madrid. This year was first LeBron year in Miami year.
Oh yeah, with the Mbappe.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
Next year, be prepared.
Be prepared. Yeah. Well, our young guy, Yamal,
Oh yeah, man.
baller.
Yeah.
I was like, at one point in the game, the announcers were like, "Oh, like he's having an off game," and I'm like, "Bro, he assisted the 2 goals that we scored first. Like, what do you mean? Like he's having an off game? Like those were sick ass passes. The setup on the second
That's just how
goal,
good he is.
I was just like,
He's a very talented player. Yeah.
uh-huh. I loved it, but I didn't watch soccer throughout the year for that season, so I won't go too crazy. It was what the announcers told me with that Barca had swept the whole year that I knew that, but I was just like, man, like I love it. Barca's back because we've been down in the dumps with all that money down.
That's good.
Yeah, no fuck you guys.
Garbage ass franchise.
That's why I never would comment on soccer sometimes when you guys would play because I'm like, dude, I'm outnumbered. But then when Oscar got added to the group chat, I was like, all right, we even the odds. Let's go, baby.
I wish he was here right now so I could roast him too, dude.
Get out of here. You didn't even watch the game.
I'll live and die by saying that Barca's like probably the worst franchise out there. They're
the same
among
thing I think about Madrid, dog.
they're the same as the Astros. In that,
No,
and
they're not.
yeah, they are.
Ah, fuck you, nah.
They're in the very much the
That's
same
fucked
vein.
up. Like,
They are
nah,
very
like
much in the same
those are
vein.
certified cheaters right there.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Oh,
Barca ain't no
I-
certified cheater.
If I could talk your ear off about the
if you
corruption
want to talk about the corruption of Barca, I was like, how about we
Nah,
talk
nah.
about the whole corruption of FIFA? Then?
no, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not.
I was like, let's go the whole thing. I saw the
Barca
documentary.
is a very much the ward of the ass
I
of
am
the
informed.
of FIFA, right? But FIFA as a whole is just a leprosy.
Yeah.
involved.
You remember that one failed Super League that they were trying to create with all
Well,
the
that's what I'm
expensive ads?
saying.
And I was just like, bro, like
I was
nah.
like, you already know, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, that shit was
all
just
the money
straight. Like,
grub.
I was like, nah.
That's why they have so many cups going on. They're just like, all right, let's just create money. I don't know.
Well, I mean, definitely, but it's like FIFA for itself. You know, it's
Yeah.
it's a great.
Yeah.
It could be great because there's a lot of countries.
It is, and it's like it's a great sport where like everybody could just plays it. Like USA is trying to get into it, but you know, their league's just still early for what everyone else has already been playing. Like at the
Right,
level.
and to be acclimated to something like that too. I mean, it's not out of reach, but it's also like it's definitely like gonna take them a while.
Yeah, they still got to develop like younger players for soccer in the USA. Everywhere else is football.
To get to that point, it's gonna take.
It's football.
Yeah.
It's football.
Yeah,
What?
but yeah, Classico.
Classico.
Well, what's the
It
record
was
now?
a banger though. It was a banger matchup though. I was just like, I watched.
It was a great game. Like all in all, I actually like. I feel like Juan called it before the game even started. Like I didn't think we were gonna win that game.
Yeah.
And I honestly didn't think we were gonna look good either. But we actually showed fight.
Yeah. It was great.
Barcelona.
Like that's what
Yeah.
you love about those classical matches that you're just like watch them and then like they're intense and they're like, all right, cool. It's like Boston Lakers when
Bro,
they're
Rudiger was playing through all that pain,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, bro, I'm ready to fucking run through a wall for that guy, bro.
Hell yeah.
Like no cap.
That's what you love. That's why you love sports.
Like even though he was
You
like,
fall-
even
you
though he was
fall-
pissed, like he was pissed at the end.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
But-
he was definitely pissed about that shit.
But I get it, bro. He was the adrenaline's pumping, you know.
Yeah. That dude at the end that wanted to fight.
Yeah,
ref,
that's him.
That's him. Yeah.
Rudiger.
Yeah. I saw that and I was just like, God damn, like this dude's like seething, and I was just like,
But did you see him like during the timeout
Uh-huh.
when like they were the coach was giving like the speech and like the trainer was working on him in the back and he was just screaming in pain.
Yeah.
And then he
Oh,
like
yeah?
was just back in the game like on defense, just like throwing his body. I'm just like, yo, like that is the kind of teammate that you want and like
Yeah.
like in one of these fucking games, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
Where you just gotta like dig deep, like you're in fucking extra time and you're like, you know,
You need
like-
leaders,
like
dude.
like.
You need leaders.
Bro, it's Barca's playing good, and you just like they're in your box like almost fucking every play, and you like
Yeah.
you got to make sure you don't foul them either. So it's like,
It's because they're very shifty too, and that's like I think the young kid too, right? That dude is like an incredible talent.
You know, Yamal is a surgeon
Yeah,
on the field.
it's hard to take that ball away from him.
dude's agile. Kids are agile. I see it all the time, bro.
is he still?
These kids are fucking fast.
How old
Red
is he
circles.
again?
17?
17?
No,
Like,
no, he's older
I
now.
think he's 18 or 19.
Yeah, he's older now. But from what I heard of him, he
But
was
still, 18-year-old.
I mean, he broke in at like 16 though.
17. Yeah,
Yeah.
broke in early.
But yeah,
That's
like
all I got to
Clasico.
say about.
That's all you got to say about that. We'll wait till next season.
Well, they play again in La Liga.
Mhm.
I think next month.
Next month. Oh, I thought this was the end of the La Liga season.
Well, this is the Copa del Rey, right?
Oh, it's just a European Cup thing, because I know the Champions League's still going on right now.
I'm not sure, but I saw that they're playing in like May
Yeah, well,
in Barca and
we'll revisit again. You guys will go
Real.
re-strategize.
What's the Clasico record? What's that?
Yeah,
what's that up to?
the one in May is going to be well, it could be a potential La Liga champion decider.
Yeah. So
Well, that's what we'll say about that.
Soccer.
You love soccer, huh, Papa?
Oh, I love soccer.
You look like a soccer player. What? Yeah. In your face, M. Fuck you. Now, baseball. I'm loving the baseball season, fantasy-wise, for me. I'm loving all the moves I make. My team's good. And I'm just like, damn,
Bro.
my first year, fuck you, M, again. Because you won't try to fuck me over. I was
I
like,
don't try to fuck anybody over. I didn't give you any advice.
And you know what? I low-key respect it.
Yeah.
But I still go say fuck you in your face.
I was like, I can fill your head with numbers and you go one way, but you're gonna blame it on me.
Uh-huh.
You know, I was like, if I let you go your own route,
Uh-huh.
you'll be like, well, fuck you. I did it on my own.
Yeah,
I was
did do
like,
it
guess
on my
what? Now I'm your dad.
I was like, I was like, you know what the strategy was, and it worked out beautifully. Whatever name I drafted, I was just like, does it remind me of a wrestler? And I was just like, all right, like this dude's got Bautista, this dude's got Guerrero, this is whatever, and that was my strategy.
And see, I was
But it
like, it's
worked out.
basically who do you love? You know, in that.
Bitch, who do you love?
Who do you like? But how are the Yanks doing so far as a team in real life, though?
Well, right now we're doing pretty good. We're beating the Blue Jays right now in our doubleheader. We have the game
Yeah,
yesterday was
today.
postponed, so
Mhm.
the first game of today's doubleheader
Man,
is
those
happening right
PPDs,
now.
bro, they be hitting hard.
Max Fried is looking to get his maybe I think what is it his fourth or fifth win on the season. He's about to be 4 or 5 and
Yeah,
0.
I think I'm pretty sure this will make him the league leader in wins. Yeah, it would be his 5th win.
He's about to be 5 and 0 if he could finish this off.
He's been playing well.
The Yanks have been kind of hot and cold.
Yeah.
It seems like we only win with Fried, but it seems
Yeah.
like it seems like Rodon
Just getting it together.
has been kind of that second guy lately.
'Cause he was getting
Yeah,
torched
Ro-
for a stretch.
And we'll see how Schmidt does today because Schmidt didn't do that great his last outing. So we'll see how he does today. So he could be that third.
Is he playing at home?
Because Carrasco's been kind of solid.
Yeah, it's a doubleheader.
Doubleheader today.
Sheesh. Oh man, I like doubleheader.
And then-
but in terms
and then-
of like batting,
Warren played better his last outing,
Warren.
and then
Will,
Yeah.
and then I think Stroh's out of the lineup or something.
Will Warren, that one time I had him for a game in fantasy, shit the bed. I was depressed. And I was
Yeah,
like,
he's
dropping him.
he's still young,
he was.
so he is going to be prone to shit the bed. Yeah, he's just too young to
But then
to avoid that.
But then also Devin Williams has been costing us games, and that's a big no. Can't be doing that. Now
We would have
when we brought you money with with a big
I was like,
signing
then
like
that's like the crazy part considering his reputation, right? This season he has not been it. I was like, and it didn't make sense for. I mean, I can understand it because you guys paid the money, right, for him to come in and be the closer, right? But it should have been Luke Weaver, right? That dude should have been the. He should have got the nod.
Been the guy.
The nod ahead of them because one, he's used to your guys' stadium. Two, he's already been a reliable arm, right? So I don't see the need to have Airbender take over that role when he's not even acclimated to you guys. And I feel like that's on Boone,
we could have got another starter,
right?
to be honest.
No, that's not. Well, Boone doesn't. That's a Cashman thing.
I thought
But I actually do agree with him. I thought we were going to ride the momentum that Luke had at the end of last year and officially make him the closer this year. That wasn't a need to me, like the closer spot, like that we needed to go out and get another closer. But since we did, and it actually is like a rising star closer, like Devin Williams has been, if you look at before this year, he's like had kind of like a nuclear rise for a closer. And he's still super young. So like, if he works out, we could have, this could be like we're finding our closer for like the future. But the problem is that it's the Bronx and it's the Yankees. And G and I know this all too well, watching, this organization for like decades. Not every pitcher can fucking like pitch in this town. And like that's just a fact. Like we get starters who are like past Cy Young winners. We get relievers who are like have been closers and have been set up guys, and like like with incredible ERAs, incredible strikeouts, things, and they just they do not perform. It's kind of like the Lakers, right? When we get someone like what's his name last year?
Beasley.
No.
Oh wait. Last year?
Dinwiddie, like middle of the year, and like dude has been a solid like bench player all his career just to be like a non-factor like
Just
the entire time with us.
Straight ass.
Like that's also a thing that happens to like the Yankees, and especially with pitchers. Sometimes it happens with batters. But especially with pitching, when we get big names, it's not always a sure thing that they're going to work out because it's hard to pitch in the Bronx.
Yeah. Or
And
the
that-
Bronx,
Yeah.
bro.
And that's like because I like Friend's been saying, like just looking back at Devin Williams' record, right? You can tell that this dude's got the stuff, right? But he was also with the Brewers, right? And the Brewers are known, right, to develop good closers, right, or develop good pitching just in general, right? It's not always great, right? But it's like Devin Williams was the star, right, of that team, right? And to come over to the Yankees, right? I had a feeling he was gonna have an adjustment issue, right? Considering the type of player that he is, right? He likes to pick clean innings, right? He's not always gonna get that with the Yankees, right? They don't field well, right? And that could be an issue if he gets in a situation. They're not gonna be able to get him out of a jam, and he's just gonna eat it,
Yeah.
And he's not the type to be like, oh, they get a hit on him, he's gonna be like, oh, clean, right? Or like, I can make an adjustment. He'll start thinking about it. He'll start festering on it, and then boom, you'll see a big ass implosion on him.
Yeah.
And you've been seeing that the last two games. right? And that's the interesting part about closers, because it's like you always want to have clean innings, but you're not always going to get that, and that really depends on the field that you're on.
Yeah.
And he had the Brewer Stadium for a long time. That's like I would say is pretty good.
Pretty
pitcher.
clean out there.
Yeah.
And honestly, Luke Weaver's still playing really well.
Yeah.
So.
And I was like, there was a couple things, right? Like with that, it's just like, I was like, yeah. I mean, you paid the money, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like Fran said, it was like there really wasn't a need, and I just felt like, I mean, like they could have been like a dual closer comp, right? It just, I think the situations just didn't call for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, you guys fascinate me when you guys talk about baseball, because I'm just like learning it, and then you guys like field, weather.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, these are a lot of factors into this stuff, and you guys know all about it. So like, props to y'all, because I'm like, I only look at the win-loss record when it comes to like pitching and fantasy baseball, and I'm just like, all right, it looks like. And I remember how you said, oh, you have to look at how far the distance of like the mount to everything else, and I'm just like, that's a lot of science for me right now. I'll get it eventually, but I'm like, yo, like you guys are fucking geniuses in my eyes. And I was just like, what the fuck, man?
It's all math.
Yeah.
It's literally just pay attention to that number.
It is a numbers sport for sure.
Yeah.
The numbers game.
I'm like an alien learning this sport, and just like, what the fuck?
And Judge is fucking insane, bro. This dude is bad.
Yeah, we haven't even touched on like
the batting.
The best player in the league probably right now.
Now he is, and he's mine. He's mine.
There's a couple of them.
Yeah. Tatis has been playing pretty well too, but we don't like the Padres, right? Right, Em?
Fuck the Padres, dude.
Fuck the Padres. Especially Machado.
How are the Dodgers?
Man, the Dodgers. We've been playing better,
We
but
just lost the last two, didn't we?
yeah, it's been a couple things, right? Our pitching, right, has been struggling, right? The reliever situation is weird right now. We don't really have a true closer, I would say.
You don't like Tanner Scott?
No,
He's been all right.
He's been all right, but he's also been like not it. Like I was like, that's another reliever that I've been paying close attention to since Miami.
In fantasy, I consistently get points from him. So in my opinion, I'm looking at it like, all right, like he must be pretty solid. But then I hear you guys on the group chat complain so much about it. What's the difference between the two?
It's the eye test.
It's the what?
It's the eye test.
All right, what's the eye test on the field that I should be looking for?
For that is like you have to pay attention to what you like from the pitcher, right? And what I don't like about him.
Oh, okay, so it's a preference thing. Then,
it's
right?
a preference thing. Yeah.
But efficiently, like numbers wise, he's doing well.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that number wise, he is doing what he needs to do, but I was expecting more from him.
Got
right?
it. Okay.
He normally is a high strikeout guy, and he has not been the high strikeout.
All right, because I'm just telling you from like on the outside, like I'm saying, I don't follow baseball that much. This is like my first year doing fantasy with you guys, like legit doing it. So when you guys talk about this stuff, I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Like this dude's always giving me like 5 points a game, like consistent.
Bro, it's like Andrew Heaney, bro. Like we all know who Andrew Heaney is, right? So like those of us who have been playing. And it's like he's been probably one of the best pitchers this year, and dude just dude had been sitting on in the free agent pool for a couple of weeks because we know that at least from what we've seen from him, it's not gonna last. So it's only a matter of time before like the people you know who they are like show you who they are, you know.
Okay.
So it's like.
Well, it's like and it's like it's all like there's always slumps, right? That always occurs. But for like pitching wise, right? It really depends. Like Haney, right? He has a history of imploding, right? So he can get off to a good start. He has the stuff, right? He like I've followed him for a while. He did really well with us. But I mean, we didn't use him as much, right? He had
with the Dodgers, right?
He was injured, right? That was like a big part of his MO was that he catches a lot of injuries. But he, like G's saying, he's not that bad right now, right?
Yeah. But it's like when the season gets really deep.
His scheduling is gonna get harder because this upcoming month, the time gets warmer, right? And so that's when players start really picking it up.
Yeah.
That's when I start seeing the points fly.
Oh,
Right,
okay.
and Haney is gonna suffer. And
You
I
got the
was
magic
like,
8 ball right there, or
I
what?
was like, I just know he is
just
gonna
know.
suffer, and so
No, and it's crazy because
I see the glaciers already for him, dude.
there's games like every single fucking day, and it seems like, all right, like the season's like halfway there. I was like, bro, it's only 26 games.
I was
And
like,
there's 140 more to play. I'm like, fuck.
it was like the reason why I'm like the way that I am with my team, specifically the Dodgers, right? It's because the injuries are gonna happen eventually.
Yeah.
Right.
After 168.
You don't want to think about it, right? It's gonna happen. I was like, we've been blessed that none of our starters from our starting rotation have been injured, but the thing is that they've been sucking ass. Besides now, I would say that losing a Cy Young pitcher hurts us, but also he hasn't been doing shit for us. So he's had like a game or two where he's like, all right, but like mostly I don't like that he's not what we paid for yet, right? But that's also Snell's MO as well, right? I was like, he did it with the Giants last year where he just like was abysmal to start off, right?
Oh, okay.
Got hurt, came back, Cy Young winner. I was like, and that's literally what happened. I was like, I don't know if that's the same case this year, right? I mean, we could only hope as a Dodger fan, right, that he picks it up. But
it sounds like all like a conspiracy too, with like, you know how we said the Lakers all got hurt like at the end of the season on purpose,
and it's like
they rest up, and then just like, all right, come back at the end of the season to remind everyone who the fuck I am.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. That's what I love about baseball too. It's like Muncie's been getting shit on, right? Comments, the field, on the road. This dude was at just getting on the bus, and they were like, "Fuck you, Muncie," saying the N word and all this stuff.
Oh yeah, I
and
seen that
was
video.
Like,
yeah,
I was like, "Damn, these like they're like brutal."
Dodger
like,
fans are ruthless.
I was like, it's just the start of the season, and I was like, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. That they were just like crapping on him, but it's also like because he's like obviously beating himself up, right? And that happens with a lot of players too, right? And that's why it's a team effort from everybody. That's why, like, let's take for instance the Giants, right? Like the Giants have been an incredible team this season. They have a good mix of like young guys and vets come all together to work it out.
Yeah,
right.
Robbie
Wilmer
Ray's up
Flores. I mean, yeah, well, pitching wise, yeah, Robbie has been great for them. Verlander.
Oh,
right?
that guy too. Yeah.
He's been good for them too.
He's been solid.
Yeah, and then the young guys, right? As we were mentioning, right? There's a guy named Rope, right? Or I forgot his name. Is there something? I'm probably mispronouncing. I need to look it up. But his he's a young arm, right? And I think he got like 14 Ks in one game. You know. I was like, 14 Ks in one game is insane. I was like, you can get 8 to 10, right? Maybe 11, 12, right? 14, holy shit. You know, like these are professional players. I was like, to be smoking them out like that is not a normal thing, you know? And sometimes it can be like an anomaly where it's just like it just happens randomly.
Yeah.
Right? But the Giants have been looking like that team. They've been looking like a competitive side. Like the NL has been popping off. You know, Padres, Dodgers, the Mets, Cubs, right? Cubs. Oh my God, the Cubs, man. They've been that team, but they caught us. I was like,
the A's.
They own us right now.
They own us, but that's just because the Dodgers also own themselves with shitty ass weather. we don't perform well when the weather's ass.
The A's. Yeah. The A's have a lot of talent.
The A's have a lot of talent, but that's just been known. Their pitching has been hit or miss, right? But they've been like they rely a lot on their young guys. So that's why it's interesting whenever you hear a call up with the A's, right? You're like, oh, that could be a big ticket for our fantasy. You know, it's like G's guy who's
Mason Miller.
Mason Miller.
My man's 8 for 8.
Yeah,
Mason
my
been solid.
man is 8 for 8 in save
Right,
situation.
it's like, and you can tell like we kind of look at the A's team as just kind of like that team, you know, like oh man, these players, right? You put them anywhere and they'd be good, right? Like Rooker, right? Is like the you want him to have another positioning, right? I think he's still DH.
Fucking Soderstrom.
Oh, Soderstrom.
Soderstrom popped the fuck
Out of
off.
nowhere.
Yeah, and so these young guys are clicking, and then it's like that's the team effort right there that you're seeing with them is that
Jacob Wilson.
you
The
know
A's,
they can get at those-
Jacob Wilson, the shortstop.
Yeah,
The A's are so good that they like. There's not enough positions on the field for their prospects.
Right.
Like to bring up
Nick
Nick, or what was his name?
Nick Kurtz or Kuntz.
Yeah, Kurtz. Yes, to bring up Kurtz, that's like their third first baseman. But they like have Soderstrom, who's a first baseman. Brent Rooker, who's also a first baseman. They got to move Rooker out to the outfield because there's like not enough positions for these prospects. It's kind of insane how much prospects they like.
Is it Shea
They find.
Langers?
Oh, right.
That I like that dude in fantasy. He's my center.
Yeah.
Shea Langers.
I saw because I like seeing the transaction history, and I saw Fran dropped him, and I was like, "This must be a good player right here. let me snag him right here."
Yeah,
there's a lot of
I
recycling.
drafted him.
Yeah.
I drafted Langoliers,
Uh-huh.
but that was because I drafted him as my to be my backup catcher,
Uh-huh.
and I thought Austin Wells was going to be hitting leadoff this entire season. That ended after opening day because Ben Rice is now our opening or is now our like leadoff hitter. And so I had dropped Langoliers when Steele dropped Wells because I wanted to get Wells. And now I dropped Wells because Wells is not cutting it. But going back to the Cubs, Carson Kelly is like also creating like a platoon situation in Chicago with Amaya because they have like two amazing catchers. There's like I feel like baseball is right now is just in a renaissance. There's like so many good players, so many good teams. It's like I feel like last year's World Series just like revived baseball. Like shit was like on the like emergency table and baseball got resuscitated
Yeah.
thanks to the Yankee Dodger World Series.
I think the pitching clock actually
families.
has a good way of moving this game a lot faster, right? Which is what we're seeing now in fruition.
Because that's what I felt when we went to the game. You know how I left to go get my double fisting 2 beers?
Right,
shit?
yeah.
And I came back and like 2 innings went by and I was like, holy fuck, like these things usually last longer, don't they? And I was like, God damn.
It was like you get straight to the action now.
Yeah, but
You know?
that was the thing where I remembered what is it, the 9 game, the 999?
Oh,
9
no,
beers,
the
9
9 beers,
innings,
nine
and all that.
glizzies.
And I was like, man, like that's hard. Like I can't do that. Like,
Oh, yeah, no, it's a
fuck
good-
no. Because I was like, these games do go a lot quicker, and it was the pitch count too. And I was just like, oh fuck. So when I was out there, then Karen texted me. She was like, hey, like you're missing the entire game. And I was like, don't you think I know? Like I hear the crowd going nuts. It was cool though. I liked it. I like baseball. I like balls. Speaking of balls,
It
though.
was like it's like, and the league is popping off, right? And so you're seeing a bunch of crazy things going on right now. And my boy Munoz, right? I want to shout out him because he is the best closer in baseball right now, and he is Mexican origin, right? And so
That's how G's looking.
I've been holding on to. He could look at me all he wants, but
Munoz shitted on me the whole week I was playing you.
Yeah, he was shitting on you. This
Dude,
is a piece of shit.
it was like that whole team just needed a save situation that whole week, and I was just like, "This is insane, bro."
yeah, I was like, Munoz is that dude, bro. I was like, he has 100-mile heater, bro, that he can just burn out whenever. Nothing's been going past him, you know. So, shout out to him. The Mariners, they know what to do. They have a good pitching staff right now. So,
Mason's played a lot against Fran this week.
yeah, and so like relievers, don't count them out.
They don't. They're just like that wild Well, like they're like a reliable.
They're like
that's why like Tanner Scott, like
a consistent, like like
because you can't use all the starts in fantasy baseball. I learned that after
It's
the week
it's
one.
chip points.
Yeah,
These are the
yeah,
points.
exactly. Chip points.
And it makes up for your negatives, right? Whatever you're getting, right? So, like if you have a high strikeout batter, like a power hitter, you're gonna see a lot of negative points one day. But then you get the big boom. You hit the 17
big
points.
boom.
Going back to just like the amount of young talent that there is in baseball right now. There was a thing I learned this week that this year and last year, so this is starting to become, there's starting to be a precedent for this. Players are just getting called up faster than they ever have been before. It to the point where like I think Kurtz, he was like a 2024 draft pick, I think. So it used to be like the MLB draft kind of like didn't really matter as much compared to the NFL and the NBA. I'm starting to think that like at some point, like the MLB draft might even end up being an exciting thing, and like college baseball might even be more exciing. And like
the game is getting younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game is getting younger, and it isn't suffering for it. Like you would think, like, oh, okay, we're bringing up, young players, and the play on the field would be worse because they're just not ready. But dudes are coming up ready, man. Like Skeens is ready. All these A's players, they're fucking ready, and it's like this is good. It's good for the sport, And then it has the potential to extend to the college level, which is good for these two other, major sports in the country, the NBA and NFL. So, it's just one thing that it's something that I learned this week that, the game's getting younger and, like call-ups are happening, way more and quicker than they used to. It's interesting. Baseball is going in a direction right now that I think is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun and it's exciting, like seeing everything go around. But yeah, the young prospects definitely are showing up a lot more because I'm reading more into baseball. They're all saying that like, oh, finally after 2 to 3 years, like he's finally showing up, and this is the season that he's breaking out and all that stuff. So
and it's like Bays from the Rays, like honestly the Rays in general, they have a good staff. They basically like shit on the Padres with their arms, and the Padres are one of the hottest team in baseball. Like you were saying, Tatis is popping off, right? The other guys that are picking it up for the Padres, like what is it, Bogarts, right? Like he's been going off.
Bogey's always pretty solid,
right? And so it's interesting. It's good to see that like you're seeing a different face now with all these call-ups, right? And it makes it fun. Like I remember when Ellie got his call-up, the league was on fire. Everybody wanted him.
Oh yeah, Ellie De La Cruz.
I was like that he was the top prospect getting called up, and it was like holy shit, here's a 6'5" shortstop. You're like, that's kind of nuts to hear, dude. I was like to hear that he's such a great hitter and like a great defender. You just love to see it.
One of my best players. He has 11 stolen bases. So.
Yeah, and like that, I guess a teaching moment for you, Yuri, is just to know that like what makes a really good player is also paying attention to how they play defense as well, right? This is just specifically better for batters,
okay.
right? And so like.
They don't get charged for errors, do they?
No. But it's like you do get charged for errors in terms of your playing time, right? You keep fucking up, right?
Yeah,
get your ass off the field. You get relegated, right? Rooker, right? Everybody is saying that he should be in the field. He should not be, right? Because his fielding is ass.
He's so confident saying this shit.
Yeah,
too.
I was like, you put him out there.
That's my utility guy, bro.
Yeah, and so like you can give him the positioning, but you're gonna see his play time diminish because his defense is gonna be bad. Yeah. And it's better just to keep him where he is right now because he provides you what he needs to.
Dude is just there to rake, bro.
Exactly. Right. You don't need anything more, anything less.
by his stance, you just know the dude's gonna
Yeah,
swing.
and he understands his positioning too, right? And Devers is understanding his positioning too right now. And now he was basically going through the same situation.
I told
you
you,
know,
bro.
he wasn't going to be a third baseman, right? And so they told him you're just going to be purely just hitting the ball, you know.
Yeah.
And now he's figured it out, I guess, at this point, right? Which I mean, it's bad news because the Yanks, they want to pry him off, right? But it's gonna take a lot. Trade him the Airbender. See if that works.
Devers is just a great hitter.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in our division, so we see him all the time. Like, and dude gets on Cole all the time. So it's like you got to be a good hitter if you're giving Cole nightmares. Like, Devers,
that's true.
Like Devers is a good ass hitter.
Yeah.
So I knew that slump wasn't gonna stay. Like,
Was it gonna stay?
I was hoping you dropped him. And you just didn't. I
Oh
was just
gee.
like, dang.
Oh, gee.
Y'all two, when y'all look like y'all going at it, I'm just like,
Oh man, well,
This is cute. This is cute.
G's had it out for me since his last year, dude. He's
Well, it's because like me and Martin had a good game in the middle of the season last year for All-Star break you get 2 weeks. So me and Martin had a 2-week battle where it came down to the last day, and Martin's last pitcher sold. Evan Phillips sold for the Dodgers, and I ended up winning.
hey.
And
That was the teaching moment for me.
and that was the last day, and so like that was like a good win for me, and that was like I think what kept me as the number 1 seed going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
But then we want I just didn't get to the final to get that rematch with Martin. So
Yeah,
so this was kind of that rematch since then.
Yeah, because his guys ended up imploding, I think, right? That's what ended up happening.
Keto Marte, bro, his hamstring. Just,
It happened.
Ah, dude,
and
the
he's
same
hurt,
issue.
he's hurt right now. He's gonna come back next week, I think. But
Yeah, so yeah, he's such a good second baseman too. Like, shout out to the Diamondbacks for having a really solid roster. Corbin Carroll, honestly, he's like you were saying, Judge might be the best player. Corbin Carroll has been phenomenal, right?
Well, he just took the actually. I think he's one behind Eugenio Suarez, who got the drop buff now. But yeah, Corbin Carroll has like 9 home runs, and that's the crazy thing. Corbin Carroll, brought up 2 years ago.
Dude,
As a rookie, led the Diamondbacks to the World Series, and was known as like, okay, this guy is just like a good contact hitter. My guy is starting to figure out the power game. And like that's just crazy. Like, this is his third full season.
Yeah.
And so fortunately, he's batting for the Super Mario Sluggers. So I get to reap the rewards.
Right.
But yeah, he's a monster. He's a monster. But I mean, Judge is almost batting 500. I can't. So like as good as Corbin Carroll has been,
Right.
He's carrying a 302 batting average, and Aaron Judge has a 410 right now. So.
Right.
And I'm reaping the benefits of that one.
it's carrying.
He
Yeah.
is carrying, but so is Tatis. But we'll move on from the young prospects on baseball, and we'll talk about the ones going on the gridiron because the draft just happened.
All true.
And you want to know the biggest thing is? I'm still pissed about the quarterback situation in the Saints.
I mean, as you should be.
Zapato.
Rhoda,
I'm sorry.
Rhoda, I was trying to tell you.
Nah. I still believe in Kellen Moore because the first pick was solid. We got an O-lineman, the Kelvin Banks. Unfortunately, the baby threw up when he heard he's going to New
Bro,
Orleans.
that shit was insane.
But,
Bro, she was going like,
yeah.
bro,
Because she got the bag, bro.
the fucking baby's
But-
gonna be.
Look, I'm not mad about the first pick because I like building through the trenches anyways. Our O-line sucks anyway, so we need to rebuild on that.
This was
But-
a deep defensive draft.
Yeah, we also got that later on. But however, second pick was just I looked at the highlights after and I'm like, I'm not impressed, bro. Like this shouldn't have been the dude that goes.
You wanted Sanders?
I would have preferred
Jackson Dart.
Yeah, well, obviously Jackson Dart, but Milrow or Will Howard too, who eventually went to the Steelers.
Yeah, Will Howard.
But
Give me some.
they like Sanders
tubby.
dropping so low, I was just like, you might as well get him in the 4th round, Saints. But then
A lot of teams traded up. I was like, do you think he was worth trading up for?
who?
Sanders.
No, because if he ended up going in the 5th round, then what's the point of trading up?
Hmm.
So
I mean, the Browns ended up doing that.
they did, but in the 5th round, it's not as bad. Like if they
They didn't trade. They didn't trade up for him. The Browns basically traded back for him.
back, but then
That's
Like
in
if
the
you
5th round,
if you think about it,
yeah,
The revolving picks.
that was just wild though to see that drop happen. Like from you're either going number 2 overall or mid round in the 2nd round to 5th round.
Yeah, I think
Wild.
I think G mentioned it in our text too that he had
The biggest drop
like
since Barkley.
The last time that happened was Matt Barkley and Ryan Nassib.
right, and I mean, I don't know how it will go for Sanders. I mean, he's Sanders is a great player.
Just the talent alone was
He
enough.
talent alone, but I think the thing that was happening for him, right? Because I was trying to deep dive into why
He was falling.
he was falling, right? And I was like, is it character concerns?
I told him
like,
about
was it his decision not to throw, right, during the combine, right? So like all those things are a factor, especially for like a teams, right? But also his dad was also saying that he's not gonna go to specific teams.
Yeah, no,
Right.
they were threatening to do the Eli Manning thing. where
Right.
Like, oh, we just won't play for your team.
Right.
It was
And-
like, that's shit.
And that was the calling card for a lot of these teams to be like, well, why would we deal with something like that when we have something probably just about the same? You know, it was like, and that's like more just towards Sanders himself, right? He wasn't considered. I mean, he is one of the top ones. He was, I guess, was he considered the number 1 QB to go off the board?
No, it was always Cam Ward.
It was always going to be Cam Ward.
Yeah,
So,
he was
and,
well, no, you have to remember these mocks come out literally the day after the year's draft is over. So like there's like a 2026 mock draft right now
now,
telling
it's a
you
lock
who's
and
going to
load,
be
yeah.
the number 1 overall pick. Shador Sanders has been projected number 1 overall at various points in the past year, before Cam Ward was.
And then, like,
So,
leading up to
like-
it, he just stayed there, like Cam Ward did. But, yeah, you're saying that Shador did go one of, like, the first 5 picks, no matter what. And then
Yeah.
he didn't. He ended up going 5th.
and I guess that's just a testament to the type of player that he just ultimately might be. He might be a good quarterback, but he's not going to be on the same level as like Peyton Manning, you know, or who's to say? I don't know. But I was like, but that's just essentially what his decline was.
Got drafted, even can't like just because you're drafted number 1 doesn't mean you're
Yeah.
automatically like
Exactly.
It's not
Thank
until you're
you.
thrown in
That's
there.
not logical at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I'm gonna echo what Shady McCoy was saying a bunch of times during this week. We give too much credit to like just because these dudes like work for an NFL team, like they fail, they make mistakes, and they are not as smart as we like. This is why we yell at our teams. This is why fans yell at their teams, and fans like react, like have crazy reactions and things like that, because sometimes fans do know, and then sometimes like teams don't. You get me? Like,
Yeah.
if teams knew everything, like, oh, okay, like we know Shador is not that guy. They also thought about Tom Brady, because Tom Brady did not go in the first 3 rounds at all. Which means that these teams were wrong. Like teams can be wrong. Like I think just because like you're like a head coach. Your head coach or your GM thinks one thing, it doesn't mean that your head coach and your GM is right. Like I still question my head coach and my GMs for, the picks that they did last year. I don't think that they were right. We will see who was right and who was wrong at some point. So like I agree with David. It really doesn't matter, like
Where your pick?
where you're picked, who was picked and stuff like that. I do think it matters if you don't prioritize correctly.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. You shouldn't be stubborn about it, right?
I think like are we going to argue about what the most important position is like on the football field?
Nope.
Like I don't think anyone will, right?
Kicker.
The most important position is a quarterback. I don't get like I'm bro, this is gonna seem like I'm targeting your team and bullying your team.
Nah, bully
I'm not,
them.
but
They deserve it, dog.
because like I don't get why. Oh, let's build through the trenches. Who are you protecting? Like, it does not make sense to go there first. And when you don't have like that, to me, just doesn't make sense. Like okay, we want to draft old linemen to protect who? Like that isn't going to
Arch
translate
Manning
to
next
wins and
year.
stuff. Like,
Tyler shoot.
No, Arch Manning next year. I'm telling you right now what the strategy is, Fran. We picked this dude that everyone clearly does not like, Tyler. Built through the trenches for next year for Arch.
I mean, honestly, I see the signs.
What?
There you go. You just said, you spelled it out for me.
Yeah, that we're tanking.
Yeah.
It's tanking, but not tanking because we're trying to
That
make it.
nigga's
seem-
gonna be a bust, bro.
Nah, he's not
you.
gonna be a
I'm
bus.
telling
Well, he's gonna be my bus, bitch. I'm telling you.
But truthfully, it's not just the Saints who. I feel like the Saints are a good example of this draft, but so many just dumb teams and dumb organizations make these kinds of mistakes over and over again.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Cleveland drafted 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, but that's
Like,
smart though.
yeah.
You're taking quarterbacks until you get the right one.
Nah.
I mean, in the
Yes.
same draft, you're drafting 3rd round and
Yes,
5th round.
I
No,
would
no,
do
thank
it.
you. I'm good off that.
Think about what happened with now formerly known as the Redskins, but they had RG3 and Kirk Cousins in the same draft.
And then they both left. So what did it even
But
do for
still,
them?
they
They
were
didn't get
spent-
any wins out of it. No play.
But
Then what the fuck did they
RG3
do out of it?
RG3 busted, and then they had Kirk Cousins right there to pick it up.
I think they
Bro,
both
we're
equally
talking about
had, like,
Kirk
one good year.
Cousins.
It's still Kirk Cousins. He's still a lot better than at the end.
He's
RG3 tragically just like went downhill because of his injuries.
So you're in
you
agree-
don't know until you're there.
So I guess you're in agreement
wouldn't
with
draft him.
with the Browns in terms of just like their draft strategy, where it's like invest heavy into these other quarterbacks through the
Yeah.
draft,
They just wanted to get the quarterbacks before we could, to be honest.
and that's what it, that's what
It's
that's what
all a
it's kinda seemed
collusion to
like.
get this. What?
And that's what it kind of seemed like, right? Where it just kind of seemed like, oh,
But that's smart because who's the quarterback in Cleveland?
well, yeah. It was like
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Massage Watson's out. Joe Flacco.
Dylan Gabriel.
Super Bowl
right.
champion.
but
Shador.
I think
But Super Bowl champion Kenny
Super Bowl
Pickett.
MVP.
Oh, true.
I think it was an
Sorry.
interesting
The-
strategy
the-
through Tomlin, right?
That Browns jersey just got longer. That fan jersey.
Yeah. How many quarterbacks just went through there?
They just added like
Yeah.
4.
No, but like you are right,
all
Fran, in
five
which
on their
what you're
roster.
saying
Like,
too about quarterbacks. Like,
roster.
yes, the Saints should, but I'm telling you right now, it feels like the script is we build our entire rest of the team and then we tank for Arch until next year or some other quarterback.
Because
they like.
you
Y'all
didn't want
should've
to deal
just-
with the investment of
Y'all
Sanders.
should
Huh?
have just drafted Sanders. He's black. He fits right into
I
New
was
Orleans.
always for it, but my GM and head coach decided otherwise.
Well, I guess it's like you said. It was like either Arch Manning later, right, or Sanders now.
But
'Cause you won't if you get Sanders, you have the possibility of winning more games, possibly.
Right, yeah, and then we'd play ourselves out of Manning.
Manning.
But then at that point, I'm like, but we keep Sanders and he's our quarterback.
Yeah,
so that's
and
fine.
so it's like
Let's do a hypothetical here.
the tinfoil's out.
Because Arch Manning is also like, Nepo quarterback. Maybe he won't have like the same personality things and things that Shador sort of went through specifically. But what if Arch Manning like starts to get question marks leading up to the draft, just like Shador is, like just like Shador got this past. Like I'm telling you, like teams who need quarterbacks will pass over him because teams are dumb. Like teams are it's just like this could happen again, even with Arch Manning and even with like.
Well, with Arch Manning, it's like that thing where it's like if they don't want to go to a certain team, like they'll hold out. Like they're the ones who start. Like that family is the one who started.
Yeah, that was
shit.
Sanders.
So it's like
no, the Manning family
Manning
started
family.
it though.
So
Oh,
it's
they
like-
started it.
They started because Eli didn't want to go to the San Diego,
So that could,
yeah.
and that's why he ended up.
so
in
that
New
could
York.
very
But-
well happen again.
But that ain't
with
the
Arch
Manning's fault.
next year.
It is the Manning's fault. They started it.
Well, I mean that's
Yeah,
then the.
Well, actually,
I
if
mean-
you really want to go way back, John Elway started it when he didn't want to go to the Colts. He wanted, and then he ended up in the Broncos. So, like,
Well, there's a, I guess you can call it, some people are calling it a conspiracy theory that, like, this Shador sliding was simply, like, the NFL trying to send a message, like the owners, the league, saying that like we are in control. Like Dion is not going to dictate, what team Shador goes. Shador is not going to dictate when a team picks him. Like we are, we're still. It obviously is not a 1-to-1 with Kaepernick, but it's like Kaepernick-esque,
right.
where it's just kind of like, oh, we just want to remind everyone that we're in control.
Yeah, it's a league driven.
And I mean, I don't know, like I think, the Mannings, they sort of like finagled a way to get what they wanted. Like I'm saying, like the Manning family,
right?
They will, if they try and do that again, will like the NFL try and send another message? Who
don't
knows?
Draft Arch until the 7th round or some shit like that.
I feel like a memo was sent out throughout or a private owners Zoom or owners like meeting or something, and they were just kind of Shador is good, and we know some of you other teams probably need him, but like nobody draft him until the 5th round.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's probably going too crazy, but
I don't know because there's a lot of clips that were posted of quarterbacks who were drafted before him that were just atrocious in game and at the combine. Combine. So it's like,
but Shador didn't throw at the combine.
He didn't.
But what is that? You already have game film of him, though. What does that matter if he's throwing at the combine or not? The combine is so useless to me. It is, but it's not. Like, you already know what the fuck he's doing against real competition on the field. What do you need to see him doing solo workouts for?
Right, yeah.
It is that, but it's also like, it's the whole process of the thing, right? You can choose to opt out. That's totally your
But
your
other
MO.
players have done it
But
too.
they also
and
have
other
like
players
mad
have done it.
controversy with all the bullshit they ask you.
Mm-hmm.
That also ties into the character concerns for Sanders because he didn't interview well.
That's my thing.
But I mean, the questions they ask too, you don't know what. There's people who've been like, they ask me questions that are non-related to football. So why the fuck? Why am I being drafted based on these questions? Like, oh, how big is your dick and shit? Like, football players have said this before.
Oh. Well,
like, what the fuck does he need to know how big my dick is? That's not about football.
Either way, though, that argument that it's a character issue is kind of fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
Because interview questions, like I've heard a couple things where like they ask like the most random ass questions like that, and like, fuck that. Like, what does he do on the field? Yes, you don't need to see him do individual workouts.
Like, it
you
helps,
really
obviously,
don't.
but you have in-game film.
But he did his pro day in Colorado, so you have the tape too. I don't see why it was just 5th round. Like, it had to be something else that everybody says. And character or not, you're just like,
could be a lot of Dion
like,
too, though.
I mean, I'm pretty
talent.
sure most of it is Dion.
Yep.
Because
so.
like I'm pretty sure it felt more like what Fran said, like a message.
Yeah.
Because like it really didn't make sense if you think about it. But
and the way he was talking, that's bound to make some rich billionaires feel the wrong way.
Yeah. And to be fair, like I would say it's kind of setting yourself up, posting all those like things like assuming you're gonna be like number one or like top.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah,
wearing the Giants cleats and everything. Yeah.
And that's like the. Like, I mean, all of that stuff ties in, right? Remember the Chargers lineman a long time ago. Remember he was gonna go. It was it Chargers? Oh no, I think it was Miami. Miami ended up getting the guy who had the
the
mask,
yeah.
the bong mask,
and
he slid all the way down.
Yeah.
Laramie Tunsil.
Tunsil.
Yeah, he slid under the Texans, right? But he only slid down a couple picks.
No.
It wasn't a whole round. It wasn't a round. It wasn't. It was just a couple picks.
I thought it was a round.
No,
I thought it was
like one round.
I thought it was a whole.
Laramie Tunsil, right?
Round.
Yeah. Look him.
I remember it being
I thought
around.
it was around.
I know. All I know is that I was watching a QB room with John Gruden and Will Howard, and I'm excited. I'm excited with who we got. My man's a 6'4". He's got a muffin top. I'm just like this guy.
I remember you being excited about Kenny Pickett too.
This guy is durable.
Is it Howard season?
This guy is durable and built to fucking last. Like this guy's a fucking
Like an F-150.
this guy's a Marshall, bro. This guy's a fucking Erickson. And I'm just like this guy's
a Viking.
This guy's Big Ben-esque.
Yeah,
Big Ben-esque.
Laramie went 13 overall.
Not like small hands.
Shit.
Small hands.
He only slid down a couple picks. It wasn't a
that's
Shador fall.
crazy.
But he was supposed to be number 1 or something.
Yeah,
like
he
that.
he was supposed to go to the Ravens that year because that's the year you guys got Stanley.
Ronnie, yeah.
I mean, that's,
Drafted him at like what, 7th? Huh?
Yeah, 6.
Oh, 6, yeah.
Yeah, but he was supposed to be up there. But
I fucking
he
wanted
was-
Stanley too. They ended up taking him.
Well,
That was a really good lineman.
quarterbacks aside, though, how do y'all feel about your guys' team?
Oh yeah. Can we?
So,
I'll go last. I'll go last. I want to go.
Well, I'll go first, but it's just finishing at like C plus since we delved into the quarterback situation. That ties in with my team. So C plus with everything else that we did because we didn't do much in the defensive line, so we're kind of just tanking season, baby. But how did the Steelers do overall?
I know we drafted our running back. We kind of replaced Najee. We have a Najee replacement, and we have
What's his name?
It's like Caden something, I think.
Pull up your picks.
Le'Veon
Pull up
Bell.
your picks list. Everybody, pull up the picks list. Let's do that.
But also the linemen. We drafted a couple of linemen, some defensive linemen, also some defensive players, and then Will Howard.
You've always been ahead
Oh,
of the
there's
game.
an ad. My bad.
But I think our
Excellent.
draft
Is
our
it
draft was
F-150?
pretty good.
Alexis knows that feeling is unmatched.
Look at that.
I knew it.
Bro,
Actually,
actually
for those
listening,
who-
bro. That's
The
crazy.
Ford
F-150.
Yeah, no, I don't have too much to say about my draft, but I'm just excited we got a quarterback,
Well, I liked.
and I hope we don't
what
get,
round did
and I hope we don't get Aaron Rodgers. I pray we don't get Aaron Rodgers.
You're getting you're
Please,
getting
God
ayahuasca,
Almighty.
boy, bro.
Aaron Rodgers
You're
is coming
getting
to pity.
Please, God
ayahuasca.
Almighty,
Yo,
don't get
accept
You know,
it.
Rodgers will.
I feel
fucking
like
Garbo.
funny enough. Now, if I was a Steeler fan, I would be a little bit more comfortable with Rodgers since I do have a young quarterback in the room too.
Nah,
Like,
fuck that. Don't even
because
bring it.
Rodgers is obviously not the long term solution. So, like, if you guys didn't draft a quarterback this year, I would not want Rodgers at all because he
Bro,
will like
all he's gonna do
literally
is
just be in the same spot.
all he's gonna do is try to corrupt Will Howard's mind. Get him
He's gonna
I
fire
know, he's
Tom.
gonna
and
fuck
dude.
him over.
get him away from my team.
You know, there's one person in this room I forgot to acknowledge. Buddy, what do you think? Yeah, huh?
He scared
I
the shit out of me. Dude.
you got scared.
I was like, "What are you seeing, bro?"
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
he-
Buddy. It's
Oh.
Buddy right there. Look at him. He got
Dude's-
the mic
dude-
and everything.
dude's-
I get that,
Yeah.
dude. But you're-
Takes.
He's
the way that you pointed it
Denver
out
fan.
to
That's
me.
the mile
Oh,
high.
he's a Denver fan.
He's a mile high,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah. No, your team's gonna be disgusting this year, dude.
That's
and
true.
and disgusting is a good term. Like
defense got
got nuts in
Dude,
Denver.
all they need is
Dude,
Patty back
You
there,
guys
dude.
did too, though. Like your guys is the first or second round, whatever safety you got.
Malaki.
I was like, bro, like y'all stay winning in those positions.
Thank you. We'll take him.
Oh my god, dude! I was
I
like,
was like, bro.
Pairing him up with Kyle
I was-
Hamilton is just disgusting.
That's
as fuck.
why I was like,
It's
why?
disgusting.
Like,
I was like, this secondary is already like incredible. How would they like?
yeah.
I can't believe we.
They
got
need all the
him.
help
That
they
shit
need
was
for
ridiculous.
the Mahomes.
for the Mahomes.
You guys do too, though, no?
Yeah.
How many times you beat him? How many Super Bowls
you
you lost
can't
to
say
him?
shit, bro.
How many Super Bowls you lost to?
twice?
I mean,
Oh, okay.
We had to
All
fix
right.
it in the Super Bowl.
All right.
Twice. No, you lost the Super Bowl.
So what is that?
against-
We beat you guys in the Super Bowl too. You guys have no Super Bowl relevancy at all. You can't talk, Miami. Just please don't. Because you always for like
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Since I came back into this group chat, we're doing everything this year. We're the best team,
Yeah.
and then you guys have nothing to show for it. So just sit in your little bubble and hope for your drafted quarterbacks.
Chris McCaffrey
There's the
has no
Gandalf
legs
legacy.
anymore, bro.
Christian's got no
Chris
leg.
McCaffrey has no cartilage
What
in
would you
his
say over
legs
there, Tech
anymore.
Boys?
That's the Gandara we like to see.
We do. I swear to God, dude.
I was gonna say we got the clip. We got the clip.
No,
we got him,
no,
boys.
we need Steele back here because he would have been mad talking shit. Because I was
That's what
like,
I'm
you know,
saying.
when the
He
draft
got
was
bad at
going,
Malaki. Yeah,
obviously
hell
Take as
yeah.
much as I can.
yeah. But like every anytime like you see a rival go up and like obviously Atlanta comes up, shit Atlanta, and I'm just like fuck that shit bum ass player.
You just need your rival, dude.
But it's
If
a rival.
Joe would've became it.
And when I was praising you guys' pick, Steele like automatically disliked it, and then I was just like, bro, you guys draft well too. Shut up. And then he was like, tell me how does Shitlanta do then too? And I'm like, nah, they're garbage. And like
Shitlanta.
so the rivalry stays on, but we are missing coach here.
Yeah,
Oh, you
I
can
mean,
get
yeah.
Coach.
But this is a nice follow up, like backup. You two, whenever he tries to bring up like, oh, like how many Super Bowls you win? It's like, bro, like you weren't even born when they last won.
Thank you.
They're still
Thank
shining,
you.
bro. They still count.
You really
we ain't the
motherfucker,
Browns.
Wait, hold
we
on.
ain't the Browns. Those are real. We ain't the fucking
You
Browns.
Like hey, like G's non-existent fantasy championship too, huh?
Oh no, it exists.
Oh, no. I don't know which one you talking about, bro.
Fuck, I'm sorry, Steele.
In my mind.
But for real, when is the last time the 49ers won? 94?
Yeah, 94.
I think it was 91.
And yeah, you really
Steve
weren't
Young.
born. It was the year I was born.
Hey, it was. I wish I was there.
When Steve
I
was
came
young.
too late.
Did the 49ers draft the quarterback too or no?
Yes, but like very late.
Very late,
I can
okay.
tell you right now.
Who'd you guys draft?
He's his name is
Is Quinn Ewers?
his name is Curtis.
No, it wasn't quite.
Curtis Roki from Indiana.
Curtis Roki.
He's
What round?
he's supposed to be a dog.
What round?
No, it's Curtis
seventh
Rourke.
round. Curtis Rourke. Sorry.
Rourke.
Seventh round.
Yeah,
Seventh
yeah. He's supposed to be a dog. He played on an ACL. Let me look it up.
Well, when did the streak of not drafting defensive players end? In what round? Was it like the fifth round? Because you guys
Well,
just went
fourth
fourth
round.
Fourth round. Mid
I was
first
saying
round.
that's classic Niners. Like, all right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
fourth round, finally time to start drafting offense.
Yeah, we didn't go till fourth round. It's like, and honestly, like I said, I was like, this is just a deep defensive draft, and we're always BPA,
Yeah.
right? You got to draft the best player available, right? And that it just made sense for us with the moves we were making.
Right.
And I feel like, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of needs still, like with O-line, right? But that's like a league-wide issue,
Yeah.
right? We haven't had the best luck in terms of drafting O-line early, right? And so that's why we always try to chance it with undrafteds, you know?
Yeah.
And it's tricky because I think we also evaluate poorly when it comes to linemen, right? I honestly wish we would invest a little higher just
You
to
guys
protect.
do? I think you guys do all right. You guys are definitely better defensively,
Right.
bringing up prospects like linebackers and the entire defense.
Right, and that's
All
just
great.
that's a props to our scouting team. You know, they
That's the
find
coaching
these,
too, 'cause you
yeah,
gotta coach them up. Once
coach
they get
them up and everything, right? And that, like, I mean, the last two, I would say, defensive coordinators, beside like after our boy who went to the Texans, D'Amico, right? It's been rough, you know. Well, Wilkes and I forgot he's one of our. I don't even know his name, but
Some fucking guy.
he's some fucking guy, bro.
Some fucking
But we got Salah back, right? And it very much seemed like, Salah, you're not leaving. This is a team that we're gifting you right here to work your
This
magic.
is going to be the Rui game.
Yeah, it was like,
Oh, the Laker game's on?
Hopefully.
oh shit! All right.
You're like, well, I'll stop talking about the draft.
But
right
let me just talk about the first rounder that we got, Mikael Williams, bro, from Georgia.
Yeah, no, because we still need to get Fran's thoughts on what the Chargers did.
Right, and so
You were loving it this year. You hated it last year.
The end. You spoiled it. You spoiled it. I was just about to tease it. I was just about to tease it. If we were going to a commercial break, I was about to be like, the answer may surprise you.
My bad. That was a good setup, though.
No worries.
But all right, so what do you love about it?
who do you love?
Who do you love?
Bitch, who do you love?
Oh, wait, are we going to me? I thought
you
Ann was going to say something about Michael Williams.
Yeah, I was. It was just like he's a raw prospect that I wanted him to be. I want him to be paired up well with Bosa, and I mean he's really good against the run, right? He just needs to develop passing, right? He's not always going to be able to out speed the other linemen because that's what they're built for, right? Is just to make sure he doesn't get passed.
Yeah.
And so him alone, I'm excited for, right? I'm hoping he can be the answer to the other side, but obviously like injuries and stuff too, right? That's always been a plague for our team, you know.
Yeah, but injuries happen. You said it earlier.
Yeah, injuries happen. Brutal game, you know. I'm hoping this season, right, healthy team, and that's pretty much all I can hope for. But I mean,
Grades are up.
I would say like the grading for our team A+. Like
A+. Solid.
we had defensive edge, big tackle coming in. A lot of them I felt we could have gotten later, right? But I think the way that the Niners were scouting these guys, right? It was very much like, oh, I like this for our team better, you know, in terms of what the BPA kind of guy was, you know. So, but there was a lot of that, but I'm excited. I honestly a because I feel like we did really good.
There it is. There's the Jackson Hayes law, bro.
There it is. Was the first play or what?
All right, I'm gonna give it up to Fran so he can have his time with the Chargers.
All right. Well, so as you guys know, I was famously upset with last year's draft, picking Joe Alt
Control
first.
Alt Delete.
Control Delete? No way.
And what ended up happening this year, as we all saw, Herb was in desperate need of weapons. He had no one to go to.
Conklin.
I feel like that was very apparent. No, that's true. We did have Lad. Lad was the one bright spot in the wide receiving core, but you know, QJ, even though he had a better season this year, he still is not the guy that we drafted him so high to be. And instead, to fix some of those problems, we drafted another really high pick that we took in a couple of drafts ago, Mike Williams, who also never really panned out. So I just kind of felt like we needed to address getting some weapons for Herb. And so it wasn't a deep running back draft, and we did get Najee, who was like an Iron Man in the NFL. So I didn't really think we really needed running backs that bad. But since it wasn't a deep running back draft anyways, Omarion Hampton is like the second or third best running back in the entire draft. And so we snatched him, so it's a solid pickup. I do think, like, if there's any, like, you know, thing that I would have done differently, I think that there were tight ends, like premier tight ends at that spot that we should have gotten. It's fine because later on we did end up getting a tight end from Syracuse. And I have a soft spot for the Syracuse Orange. My stepdad, he was when he was a football player in high school, he was getting recruited by them. So that's like
that's where the connection is.
Yeah, that's where the Syracuse connection is. G and I also went to high school with someone who was a wide receiver at Syracuse. So I like Syracuse guys. So I'm rooting for the tight end that we got. And we got 2 wide receivers. So I just kind of feel like, all right, so we're like, there's weapons there. We're going into the league with some competition, I think, in the wide receiver room, and then we also got some defensive players on the line. You know, Joey Bosa's gone finally. Thank you. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Might get injured.
So and then we got two safeties on the back end, and also a tackle who actually is probably more going to be like is more likely going to be a guard that's going to sort of help us from the inside. Because everyone's saying, well, we need help on the inside. We need help on the inside. All right, we got to help offensive tackle.
I was like, you even said it yourself in the Texans game in the playoffs. You was like, we're getting smoked on the inside.
Yeah, no, we were, but but there wasn't a bailout. There wasn't a bailout. You can.
I will say, talking about how you said building a team, you guys have done it correctly. You guys got the quarterback first, Herbie. Then you started building the O-line last year, and now you're filling up with weapons. That's kind of like the way it should go to rebuild a team.
That's the Harbaugh effect.
Yeah.
That's the traditional football.
And you guys getting a running back, like you guys got Najee, but if you remember, Harbaugh likes running 2 running backs, 2 solid ones.
Yeah.
So he's going to take a lot load off of Herbie, and Herbie can just smoke people out because he threw 23 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That's fucking insane.
That's why.
Like, come on, keep the train going.
That's why I wasn't. That's why I wasn't really knocking it. So like, I wouldn't have done that pick, but it isn't one that I'm going to like. I'm not going to crucify Harbaugh and Ortiz on that pick at all.
Which
like
one?
I'm like, all right, you know what?
No, the running.
No, I'm talking about the running back one.
Uh-huh.
Like I would have gotten like a premier tight end. I feel like at that spot there was still the Notre Dame guy.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if Warren was still on there at that point. No, I think the Colts got him like 2 picks before.
Yeah.
So Warren wasn't there and Loveland weren't there. So the 2 top ones weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why like I'm not gonna. I really actually won't. I won't crucify them for not going tight end there, even if I wanted to.
Either
So
way,
I
it's like
do.
what
I
said.
still think it's an A plus.
Yeah. Because the weapons that you still got were good weapons, like thought out.
Yeah.
You knew it was gonna like work out well. Beefing up that receiver room is definitely a thing. Because
Now there's competition.
yeah, there's competition, but I also think Herbie's that type of dude where you don't need a first round wide receiver. Like it's nice, but he can make a weapon out of nowhere.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
What the fuck?
Is that Coach?
Yeah, let's go.
Hold on, let me see. Let's see. Hold on.
Oh, he is on. Look at this dude.
I was wondering who
Hold
joined.
on.
Fuck.
We can't really see who joins with.
Coach appearance.
Coach appearance, mad coach appearance. You're catching the tail end of the NFL draft, dude. We missed you here. There he is.
There's
There
the
he is.
man.
Like at Six Flags or Disneyland.
Six Flags.
Oh,
Hey, what's up, Steve?
All right, so I heard my name was brought up. What was my name brought up for?
because we missed you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I missed you guys too.
Yeah, because Gandara's here, and we were just saying how since you guys are not here to bicker, we had to double down and have him and M go a couple of rounds.
Yes, M took your spot for this
You and
week.
him going out.
Yeah,
Because he was talking about how we need help against Patrick Mahomes, and I was like, you forgot you lost multiple Super Bowls to him, right?
yeah.
No,
He's a league wide
Him,
issue.
I don't know. Where's he at? Matter of fact, where's he at, dude?
Huh?
He left already?
No, he's right here, but you just can't see him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, don't worry about that dude.
You're gonna have to
He's gonna repeat the same thing 4 times.
Steel, so what are the people at Six Flags saying about the Steelers draft picks?
Honestly, since the draft, I've run into people that are like, so what are you guys like? What are you guys gonna do at quarterback? And like, we drafted one. We drafted a national champion. So
All right.
that's better than nothing. And,
And then you forget you're getting Aaron
Fucking nothing.
Rodgers.
I'm not getting Aaron Rodgers, dude. I
You're
don't
getting
want
Aaron
that guy,
Rodgers,
bro.
man.
You're
Whether
getting
you
him,
like
bro.
it or not.
Man, but UNG are aligned there.
Yeah, on that
Yeah,
one.
because I don't know if that
Because he
guy.
knows Tomlin's out, dude.
Yeah.
I'd rather crash and burn with a fucking rookie.
then get
Might want less money.
But I don't know. Maybe Aaron Rodgers. He might. I don't know. Because last year he was like 23-8.
Yeah, he still had good numbers. Those are decent.
The guy's a flake though.
Yeah, he's a bum.
Yeah, you don't want to. He just doesn't want to do OTAs like everybody
Can't trust
else.
it, bro. Can't trust it.
Can't trust that man no more.
That's not the Steeler way,
Well,
dude.
that's gonna be your next president, dude.
Will Howard is this fucking Steeler way.
All right, Captain.
The F-150.
That
Yo,
is- that-
all right. So
that he's playing with a chip on his shoulder.
When I went from Will Howard.
Uh-huh.
What?
What do you want for Will Howard?
Bro, Will Howard is like a what's it called? Bo Nix comp.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. First year Bo Nix. I'll take that.
Yeah, because Bo Nix wasn't a big passing touchdowns, but he got you rushing touchdowns too. So however you
Yeah.
get it done.
But then
he ball controlled too.
Then he got comfortable with
Only-
who's their number one over there? What's his name again?
Cortland's son.
Cortland. He got comfortable with him towards the end.
And yeah.
No, because
sure
he
did,
developed
yeah.
as a passer too.
Bro, 6'4".
Only thing though is that Arthur Smith ain't no Sean Payton.
Yeah.
In terms of writing up plays.
But
now we got a quarterback that can see over
we
the
have
line.
DK and we have George Pickens.
Now you're dissing your former president.
Bro, I mean, Mason Rudolph 6'5".
Kenny Pickett, small hands. Russell Wilson, short legs.
Like,
Come
you
on,
wanna do
like we need somebody just who's
You
just,
talking about Super Bowl champion Kenny
President
Pickett?
Russ.
President Russ?
they're both Super Bowl champions. And Will Howard's a national champions.
But who they got a natty though? But who they got a natty though?
And he's 6'4". So give me that and the muffin top.
That and a muffin top.
That
Well,
dude
Russ
is
is a
not
future
that dude is
Hall
not
of
built.
Famer.
That dude is not built or ripped. Like that dude's gonna be good.
But yeah, like you're getting a
It's
Hall
the
of
Jameis
Famer.
Winston.
A Hall of Famer is just sitting there, right there, doing.
You're already
drugs.
drying up.
Ready to go play for you.
He was in Kansas. He played for Kansas State and then transferred his last year to Ohio State and then won the job and then won the championship. Like
He went to Kansas. Wait, didn't he go to
underdog.
Kansas?
He went to Kansas
Yeah, he
State.
went to Kansas State.
Like give me that underdog.
He has a good deep ball. Good deep ball, good touch.
And we
That's
got
why
and we got DK
that's
and Pickens.
that's actually why I think that the Bo Nix comp is actually a really good comp because Bo Nix was at Auburn, went to Oregon, you know, kind of like made his draft stock rise. I think that's also Will Howard,
The journey.
similar path. Yeah. Well, not a journeyman, not a journeyman like Yuri's quarterback. There was
Oh my
Yuri's
God!
quarterback.
Can we pull up the highlights for your quarterback? Can we pull up
Tyler
that
Shue
combine
was
video?
Tyler Shue.
Tyler.
He went to like
Tyler
7
Shue-
different schools.
Tyler Shue was a backup to my quarterback
To Herbie
in college.
Yep. It was Oregon,
You got
Texas
that.
Tech, then finally Louisville.
Shoe.
Damn.
Those are 3
Louisville,
schools.
they got a good little quarterback situation back then.
Yeah. Well, we got one of them now. Don't worry.
Yeah,
He's got
Louisville
experience.
used to be crank out quarterbacks like Teddy and then Lamar.
Yeah. So and then the next one is Tyler, bro.
The Giants are gonna have an interesting QB locker room.
Yeah. They got Jimbo.
Jim,
president?
the president, Jimbo, Dart, and DeVito.
Coach. He was in line for.
All right,
You could tell.
I'm gonna send something to one of the chats.
You're trying to pull up the highlights. You're only gonna put
Who's
up the
watching
bad
the
ones.
game, though?
That's crazy.
Just the
I'm watching
combine
the game
one.
right now. 22-16. Lakers are up, baby.
I'm out with coach.
Yeah. You're out with coach.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh boy.
On air vid.
on air.
Bye, friend.
Say bye to Buddy. Buddy.
I'll see you next week.
Are we sure about that?
Whenever we pod.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure about
No,
that?
I don't know about that. Skandar's dipping. Everybody, Buddy will fill in for us. But see.
Buddy the Bud Man.
So yeah, Tyler's running the league next year. Bank on it, bitch.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Leave my team alone. We're down in the dumps, Fran. We're
No,
down
I know. I
there.
felt bad. I felt bad. I felt bad. It was mostly a rant against NFL and poor team management.
Nah, don't
in
feel
general.
bad. No, I love when we go back and forth because we're both passionate about how to team build, and at the end, that's like the point, right? We're trying to build teams, not like break them down. But
That was.
That's
I
kind
want you
of
to
our
take for
thing,
Arch
right?
Manning.
We're fantasy managers.
yeah,
Yuri and I are wrestling. We're wrestling bookers. We think we can book better than.
Oh no, trust me. Like we'll go into wrestling, and I'm just like like some of these storylines.
You pull up the Tony Stark.
Yeah, AEW is like all over the place. That one's an easy fix though too, but I can't do that. But yeah, like I do think I go on Madden all the time and fix teams like the Raiders. I'm just like, this is the moves we should have done 2 years ago. And
Well, I mean, yeah, and it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Frat was saying these.
Yeah, it's just passion.
These NFL guys, so they
they
can
don't-
make
they don't know.
bonehead decisions, bro. It's like when you're in the war room
Uh-huh.
in Moneyball, right?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, but what?
They're
what
stubborn
is it?
about it.
Like, what do we need? It's
Yeah.
like, well, we got this guy from first base,
Yeah,
from Oklahoma.
he
I was
looks
like, no.
great. He's all this stuff, and you're just like, what the?
How do we get Giambi?
What I love about that part was where he tells us like, is there another better baseman than Giambi, and then he was like, no. I was like, and if he was available, can we afford him? No. Then what the fuck are you talking about, man? And I was like, God damn, like it is true. Like some things are like too obvious. Like when we traded up for the year that Lamar went in the draft, we traded up to get a D edge, and we're really like us Satan fans till this day. We're like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Why didn't you get Lamar? Like at that point,
your defense was solid at that point.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And Lamar, you know, we didn't bring it up, but Lamar actually also slid in the draft. He was like highly touted, but every NFL team wanted to make him a wide receiver, and he was like the Ravens were the only ones smart enough to like look at that dude and was like, nah, he's a starting NFL quarterback. And they took him with the last pick in the round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they traded back up for him. And like how we say it, like we're saying now, like, dude, like sometimes like things are kind of obvious. Like Lamar's a quarterback, like not so much how you want to be like, oh, you could be a receiver. But like the eye test is for real. Like sometimes with these teams where like I disagree with that decision till this day with my GM and coach. But fuck me, I'm just a post-production coordinator for Synergize Media. Fuck me, I guess. So I'll just sit here depressed with my team.
I'm just a Bill.
Nah, there's nothing to be depressed about.
No, there's plenty to be depressed about. We're paying a quarterback that doesn't want to be here. And I don't even want him because he's a broken down car.
Dude.
Tyler Shoe.
Tyler Shoe is gonna be the guy.
You got a shoe.
You
got a shoe. You got a car. You got a hill.
And you got a rattler.
I got a rattler.
A rattler, a shoe.
And I got the Haney.
This is the makings of a band. You know, it could be fun.
But the loyal part of me as a sports fanatic, it's my guy though. It's my quarterback. So when you guys talk about Tyler and laugh at him,
my quarterback.
I was like, that
it's
is
unfair.
That's
unfair. It's my
think about it like this. And during the dark days for the Niners, right? The punching bag before we got Purdy, right, was Beathard. Yeah,
Beathard is a Super Bowl MVP in Madden for me.
Exactly, right? And he will always be that in my heart as well. CJ Beathard makes the me hard or something like that. I forgot to say.
And then like also if it was up to me, Colin Kaepernick would have been signed years ago to the Saints as like.
I mean, I honestly. Like out of all the places, he would have done well with the Saints.
He would have because he had Sean Payne and it would have been the perfect thing.
AJ McCarron would have done well.
No, shut the.
Full circle.
This is our cue to wrap the show. Cancel the show.
That time it was me bringing it up.
And just never bring this up again. We just forget that we ever did a pod.
We're stuck in the wrinkle of time, dude.
I'm telling you, we're all gonna be retirement homes together, and we're gonna be talking about quarterbacks, and then Jesus take one hit,
and that's gonna flatline somebody.
So you guys want to talk about great quarterbacks?
Have you guys seen Citizen Kane?
Yes. It's been too long.
Like my rosebud is gonna be AJ McCarron.
You're a rose.
Citizen Kane and shit. I just watched the Sonic movies and I fucking love them because Sophie got into them.
They're good.
And they're actually good. Like I'm not the biggest Jim Carrey fan, but he won me over on that one.
But they're in the third one when they're dancing.
Yeah, when they're dancing. And then like his outro too on the third one where he's just like, oh, like I guess there's only one thing left to say. And then he does a little robot and then he's like, it's been a real drag. Thanks for nothing. And then it's a bill. And I'm like, damn, that's actually low-key kind of a way to go.
Yeah, I mean, I love Jim Carrey. He's a funny dude.
Bruce Almighty's like the other movie I really like.
I watched that recently, like last week, and it's still good.
Yeah, Bruce Almighty.
Still good.
You ever watch Ace Ventura?
Oh, no, I haven't watched that one. That's like where I was kind of like, all right, this is getting too much for me, but I don't know.
Check out Ace Ventura. Like I think you would appreciate those more if you like the Sonic movies. Like this is more like wacky Jim Carrey, but it's a.
Sometimes it could be a little too. And I'm just like.
It's like it definitely fits for the characters that he plays.
Yeah.
You know?
If it works, it works. So I'll take another look at Jim Carrey because after
Ace Ventura is definitely
after watching Sonic, I was like solid all around.
To me, Liar Liar always slapped.
Liar Liar, dude. See, that's another one.
Liar Liar.
Cable
What's
Man.
that one about?
He's a lawyer, and on his birthday, his son makes a wish that he can't lie. and then shenanigans ensue.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a lawyer.
Yeah, the Jim Carrey as your lawyer. God damn.
You also can't forget about The Grinch.
Oh yeah,
A holiday classic.
He was built for that one for sure.
Yeah, dude.
That was an instant classic.
One of the things that I heard about, since he had to wear the suit all the time, right? That they had to bring in like an FBI, like Iraq, like therapist, right, to talk to him because
because of torture, huh?
Because it
was like it felt like torture, so he had to learn to resist.
Yeah, and so it's like, how do you get through it? He was like, basically just like smoke. I was like, smoke to get through it.
Smoke him out.
That's such it. Dude. And I was like,
that's
like
make it worse. You're like in the suit. You're just like high as fuck. You're just like, dude, I gotta play this weird guy.
And that's what it took, dude.
Like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
What else are you watching? Because you wanted to touch up on this.
Oh yeah, dude. Me and G watched the Minecraft movie during spring break.
How was that?
That was really good. Jack Black was solid.
Jockey.
Right? Chicken Jockey, and then the supporting cast for that was awesome too. I love Momo in that a lot. I think he's the one that actually sold it for me more.
Right.
Yeah. It's funny.
And the other characters too, they were cool.
Jack Black.
Jack Black is in every good big franchise.
Yeah, and it was definitely like a movie for like kids, but I also felt like for you there was a lot for everybody too.
Those movies always do a lot better box office wise, obviously because of the kids, but then critics shit on it, and you're just like, dude, this movie's not for you. It's not artistic shit.
Yeah,
so when they trash like Mario in the beginning, Super Mario. The movie, I was like, dude, this is like
Mario's so good.
It was so good, dude. The ending when he like held off the flame from Bowser, it gets me every time. He's just like, as long as we're together, and I'm just like, oh no, stop, Luigi, stop. But then Jack Black also as Bowser.
Oh,
fucking awesome!
He's been killing it. You know, he just knows his audience. You know, and the Minecraft movie is definitely like if you love the Minecraft games, right? This movie's for you. You know, there's a lot of good things about it, and there's like even for the people who don't play it, that it's fun all around.
Fun all around.
Yeah, and yeah, I think they did a great job with them. Another movie that I want to get into too is Sinners.
Oh right? Yeah, that's
Daniel Kaluuya. Dude. I mean, not Daniel Kaluuya. What's his freaking name?
Ryan Coogler.
Ryan Coogler.
Yeah. Ryan Coogler.
Yeah, Ryan Coogler. And like he does.
Haley comes out in it too.
Yeah, like they have a great cast. Like all that stuff was like the. You
watched it already, or you want to watch it?
I watched it.
You watched it already?
Yeah, I don't want like
spoilies.
I'm not gonna give anything away, right? I was just like from everything that I saw, right? It gave me like a positive vibe for like how this month was gonna go in terms of movie wise, right? Because I was like, this is gonna be like one of the
major
big
ones.
Yeah, major ones this month, right? And they nailed it. I feel like that's probably like the best movie this. Well, I guess I don't know. Yeah, I think so. Personally, I think
you liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was enough for me to be like, I want to watch this again.
Oh, what I just recently rewatched. I went to the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith in the movie theater. But now as an adult, it was kind of like one, I was high, so it was like that's the first time like I'm in the movie theater high as fuck and watching Star Wars again, and I'm just like, you know what? I don't blame Anakin for going crazy. Because if I would have lost
blame him for killing the youngling?
Yeah.
Nah, he's a himbo, dude.
All right, I forgot
like, the whole politics of that.
Anakin sympathizing.
He's like, I was like, he totally just got gaslit by Palpatine, dude. And Palpatine, oh my god, the dialogue for him was hilarious.
No, at some point, I was high enough where I was just like, you know what, like, Anakin might have a point about this. To be honest with you, forgot the point because I was high as fuck. But I rationalized it, and I'm just like, man, I would have killed those younglies for Natalie Portman too. To be honest.
Well, he was definitely manipulated. Yeah. That's one thing where he's a victim of manipulation for sure.
Yeah, because that's what Palpatine wanted to do, telling him the stories of like, have I ever told you the tragedy of Darth Plagueis.
Yeah.
And then you hear the other people in the fucking stadium just like hearing this shit, like, what the fuck is this dude talking about?
No, well, they talk about it there. It was just that the whole reason that Anakin was so like with Palpatine was that he kept feeding him the story that his this Sith Lord before us, right? He found out the way to save somebody's life, right? Like even the ones that he loved, right? And that's all Anakin wants. He's like, I don't want Padme to die.
He gets the dreams and all.
Right,
stuff,
and so that's where the manipulation comes in because Palpatine's something that he needs.
Yes,
right? And that's how he gets Anakin to do his bidding.
And then he gets what he really wants. He feeds him the need, but then Palpatine gets what he wants.
Right, because I mean, ultimately, at the end of it, you know, what ended up happening?
Because all right, so you know, at the end when he actually becomes Darth Vader and everything,
right?
I looked at Palpatine this time, and that dude just had like the little smirk on his face. Like, it was like, bro, you just admitted that she died because of you. Like, this ain't a laughing moment, but I mean,
no, it wasn't because of him. He was like, it's
finally complete. Like, he's like,
no, he was saying that that you killed her, dude.
Yeah, that's my fault. But that's what he wanted, though. Think about it as a Sith Lord.
Bro, you're the one. Yeah. I was like,
it's like, hey, I was trying to get you on the dark side, but I didn't tell you to do all that. All right.
Right.
But when she felt like that, bro. But when she felt like that, you saw how she.
I wasn't even there, but I was told.
I said maybe, but you know what? I didn't say I was the guy, right? I said the guy died.
And that's how he got gaslit to be a fucking disciple.
Yeah. that's why Anakin will go down as a himbo, dude, because he was like, I was like, how are you this dumb, bro? I was like,
it's because again, it was Natalie Portman's fault, dude.
How is it Natalie Portman's fault?
Because he got seduced by puss.
It's the puss.
That wasn't the puss.
It's the puss. He fell for the cream pie, bro.
Haven't you seen Hercules, bro?
He fell for the cream pie, bro.
Haven't you seen Hercules, bro?
I was like, it was a maybe that she was gonna die because of these nightmares, right?
No, and then if you think about it, if Anakin would have listened to her, she would have lived. They would have been like, all right, like you gotta clearly not be a Jedi because now you don't got temptation anymore. And I'm just
also, not really a maybe because we saw episode 2 yesterday, and his mom was dying in his dreams, and that happened.
Yeah.
So he was like peeking into the future.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was getting glimpses of it, but at the end, his decisions all ended up becoming
because he stressed out Padme.
I mean, mind you, he pulled the princess at like 12, bro.
Yeah, he did. I'm telling you.
Yeah, she's actually like. What,
I mean,
like
then if anything, more of a victim, bro.
It's like, hey, yo, like, this might be a crime on a minor now. He got groomed.
Okay, so maybe Anakin was right.
I'm like, how can he have not like fallen for this shit? Like, bro got seduced.
In episode 1, she's supposed to be
he
like
was a victim this whole time.
Yeah.
And then Palpatine.
In episode 1, she's like 14, and then he's supposed to be like 9, and so like he was going for an older woman. So yeah, he shot a shot.
Killed his abuser, possibly.
Yeah, he did.
Well, I mean, he did choke the fuck out of her at the end of it.
And
I was like, and he just left her there.
Yeah.
I was like, what was the whole point of the whole movie? It was that he wanted to protect her, and then ultimately just choked the
at the end, he was just like,
full circle moment.
He choked her, killed the kids, basically.
Killed all those kids, but that's why I'm just like that. That's why I'm telling you, I was watching it high, and I was like, you know what? I kind of have sympathy for Anakin now. Like, I could see how he was stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Right.
Bro. Like, come on, it's either I kill all these younglings or I keep going down this.
But it was like, as soon as Anakin found out that Palpatine was the Sith Lord, he should have just been like, well, you're dead now because, you know, he's the fucking Sith Lord.
Eventually he did. Eventually. He threw him off a catwalk.
But low-key, now that we're diving into this, I'm just like, the problem is just Anakin's easily manipulated because he got manipulated by the princess first, and then the Jedi, and then ultimately Palpatine, and then finally back his kids. So I'm just like, bro, you're just the like simp all around.
I mean, mind you though, like Anakin was like that dude was a street kid. Like all like that dude is like only fixes cars, bro. He's like this dude's a straight mechanics and lightsabers. Like that's all he knows, bro.
That's all his life's about.
And being a simp. And being a
piloting. piloting.
Yeah, there was
Best
no,
pilot
between
in the
those.
galaxy.
And pod racing.
Yeah, pod
And
racing.
this
Can't forget
is
about
pod
Like
racing.
pretty much like anything analog he could do, but he can't read it right, bro.
There's not a thought between those eyes, bro. Those ears, bro.
My it's not that my guy didn't read the fine print. It's that my guy couldn't read the fine print.
There we go. We reached the conclusion.
And that is why the younglings happened.
Those poor young
he finally had enough.
They got fucking wrecked, dude. Those poor young.
And then he started getting wind of collusion between everyone. He was like, I had enough. And it was just one bad day. So there, ergo, he's the third.
Bobby was whooping his ass too.
Probably when he whooped his ass.
Insert the clip from Time It Was So from the room where he goes, I'm fed up with everybody. Everybody betrayed me. I'm fed up with this world.
Damn, Tommy Wiseau line.
You will not take it from me. You turned her against me.
It's like, you have done that yourself.
And it was just like that was like the icing on the cake. It's just like it was like not only did Obi-Wan whoop his ass, he was just roasting him the whole time.
Literally roasting it, literally and figuratively. He was roasting it, then he left him there like a rotisserie
Yeah, he
chicken.
turned
Bro, his balls got roasted.
literally ground beef, bro. My boy got turned to ground beef.
It's just a humbling way to go.
He literally got
Obi-Wan
turned
left
into a
him there
nacho.
like some like chick you just wrecked in bed, and you're just like, they're like pathetic. And you're just like, God damn, no legs either. He's just right there like, I hate you. Like, God damn, man, got your ass.
And then he sizzled, bro. That was crazy.
Ooh, yeah. Well,
Star
Lakers are
Wars.
still winning.
Let's go. Whoa, what's the score right now?
Great. 38 to 28 or something. But on that note, though, great pod, boys. Great pod.
Yeah.
Great pod.
There was a lot to talk about.
Fun
We did.
pod.
Fun pod.
A lot of sports.
A lot of sports, a lot of catching up to do. We didn't even talk about wrestling, but
Do you want to talk about it? Maybe
Oh yeah, WrestleMania. Totally forgot.
I was like, that's
Now it's kind of too old.
well, but the Raw after Mania though, that shit was smacking. Steph at Killer came out, and she was all batty too with her little under. I was like, oh my lord! Like if her and Bailey get in a match soon, I'm toast. Like
God damn it.
the family's gonna leave me and shit type of thing. Just be like, bro, what have I done? I'll be like Anakin, bro. But on that note, though, pens up, boys. One more for the road.
Sheesh.
Jack Ladder's about to sell on his first game back.
All right.
Baseball
Thanks for
boys.
joining us in
Don't you love baseball?
the Sesh'room.
Good pod, boys.
Good pod, fellas. I'll catch y'all later.
Welcome to the Sesh'room. Hope you brought your